Yes, people, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I wholeheartedly offer whatever suits your time zone. Please kindly accept. I hope you're all doing well. We're back again with another Blue Morning Show, but today we'll focus on the rating exercise, reviewing the match, home Champions League group game between Chelsea Football Club and AC Milan. Good win for us. Again, sit back, relax, and let's get into the show. Yes, again, welcome back to the Blue Morning Show. I hope you're all doing well already. I will have a few comments in the chat. I'll get through it, and then we'll start talking about the game. Interesting performance. Again, I wasn't confident. I was very nervous before the game started. I wasn't sure what was going to happen, but overall, again, you could say I was overall a good performance by the team. Again, still some question marks over the performances of certain players. Yes, they did well over the course of the 90 minutes, but with some questions again whether they should have benched or should they have even started the games in the first place. Here we have again Liam Lane says Blue Morning Kachila panel and chat. Blue morning to you too, Liam Lane. I hope you're doing well. Please, if you're in the chat, do let me know if you can hear me. I'm not sure. I did not test my sound quite well. Again, they all had a good game, but they could have done better in certain areas. If you ask me, but I'll talk about that when I get to it. Yes, again, as you arrive, and keep liking the video and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Please like the stream, guys. Again, as you arrive. Hey, a TC. Again, I'm not sure if this is a TC that I knew. We made some changes regarding the mod. So, and if it was a TC, I'm thinking you were a mod, but I'm not sure. If this is you, let me know if that is you. Again, hey, Coach, hey, TC, I hope you're doing well. It says, like the stream, guys. Yes, please do like the stream. Big up, Coach. Hope you're doing good. Yes, I'm doing well. Wally Wado, nice to see you, brother. It's been a while. Please do let me know you're fine. Again, it says, ROC had a good game. Overall, he had a good game. But again, I don't like it that we're deploying that man deep. I think he has more to offer attacking-wise. You could argue he can do better in the number 8 position or the 10. It depends on the application of those players that we played in that area. Again, he's capable of finishing well. He's a fine creator too. He's capable of beating the press, driving with the ball, gliding it through whatever area he played on. So I just don't like seeing him play deeper. He can do better. Again, if you deploy him closer to the final third. And to be honest, to be specific, I do believe he can fulfill the number 8 position better than Mason Mount, even better than Kai. It's as simple as that. But I don't know why people seem, to stereotype him as a number 6. Probably because of I know that's people's intentions are just for him to fulfill the Kovacic kind of role, hybrid of 8 and 6. Again, but he's not that. That's just the truth. He played very well. Again, he got the job done, but that guy could do better for us. Again, if you deploy him closer to the final third, he can fulfill that role better than Mason Mount and those players that I've named. And that's why, the way Liam Lane says sound is okay. Thank you very much for confirming that. I sincerely do appreciate that. Yes, as you're coming in, like the stream and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Santiago Munoz, nice to see you. Morning, Coachella panel and everyone. I hope you're doing well, Santiago Munoz. Again, let me see. Just quickly, I'm share the link here so that anybody that wants to join, so you can have again a different perspective. It will be again a brilliant. Let me see. Okay. All right. Just give me 1 second quickly there. And this one here. Just give me 1 second. I'll be with you guys. Again, overall, an important win for us. Again, it changes everything in the group. And we will talk about what else we need to do, again, to to get out of the group, maybe top the group. Actually, it's simple: win the rest of our remaining games. I think we have 3 games left. If we can win it all, we'll be able to top the table. But it's not going to be that simple. We still have AC Milan away. We still have Salzburg away, and then we have Zagreb. I think Zagreb home game. Yeah, again, 3 more games to go. Again, that win yesterday was very important. A draw would have still left us in a very, very, a very dangerous situation, which means it would not, again, it would not be easy for us, to make it out of the group. But again, a very good result, a convincing win at that. You could say a deserved win overall. Let me look at the stats by looking at the statistics, whether, again, it agrees with what I'm saying. Again, that we really do deserve. We deserve to win the game. Expected goals, or what you call XG, 1.14 of theirs is 0.42, which means yeah, we really do deserve to win. Total shot 10 for us, 4 for them. Big chances, we created 3 big chances, they created 1. Again, big chances missed, they missed 1 big chance, we missed none, which means, again, practically we scored all the big chances we had. Fouls committed, 15 fouls by us, and then 14 offsides, again, 3 for Chelsea and 1 for them. Corner kicks, 4 for Chelsea and 3 for them. You can say 51%. I knew the formation yesterday, even before I looked at the statistics, that it was close. That was a time, you could say, they played better than we. I think the first 15, 20 minutes, again, we struggled. Again, within, it wasn't, you could say, it wasn't a good performance from us overall. But again, the good thing is that we won the game. That's the first 15 to 20 minutes. They had the ball. They kept the ball better than we did. Our midfield struggled a bit to, you could say, to coordinate properly. Again, that you could say coming down to the fact that we didn't have Jorginho on the pitch, who's, an expert at helping us control the game or keep the ball if we want. Again, as you're coming in, people, again, like the video and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't, I've read Wally those. Again, I'll see comments. Okay, that sounds okay. I read that one too. Let me see what else we'll have here. Again, says after 1 win for us, we're second. Yeah, with the best goal difference. Yeah, that's huge. The goals, I wanted more goals even, because given how tight, let's look at the group actually. Given how tight the group is, it simply means, again, that's a chance goal difference come into play. If you look at it here, let me zoom out a bit. I think this is better now, or maybe, yeah. If you look at the Group E, yeah, we're in Group E. If you look at Group E standing, we have, again, 5 points for Salzburg, 4 for us, 4 for AC Milan, but AC Milan has -1 goal. We have 2 goals, which that makes a whole lot of difference. So that was why I really wanted us to score more goals. But again, it is still tight here. Even it depends on how Dynamo Zagreb play. They win 2 of their remaining games. Again, 6 points, 9 points, and they said if these guys don't win any, there's a chance again Salzburg drop to the bottom. So I see again, it's even the whole, you could say the whole team in the group can still, Zagreb, if they win their remaining 3 games, 9 plus, they still get 12 points. So the whole team in here, correct me if I'm wrong, can still mathematically qualify, but it's going to be even more difficult for Zagreb. And for us, if we can win 3 of our remaining games, which are getting more, if we win 3 of our remaining games, we get 9 points, plus a 4, making it a total of 13 points. So which means we'll leapfrog these guys, winning the 3 of our remaining games, which means we'd have to beat them away. So the possibility of them getting extra 9 points reduces to 6 points, which means they have 11 points. So yeah, so what we'll do is just try to win our remaining games, and we'll top the table and make it out of the group. But overall, again, it's still tight. Nothing is given there. We have to play. Had we, again, if we draw the next one, then we'll still be hoping results go. Other results in the group, other games in the group, again, produce results that will be favorable to us. Yes, people, again, please keep liking the video as you arrive, and also do subscribe to the channel. Again, let's celebrate the win with more likes today. since the transfer market ended, we haven't hit 100 likes, but we can do better than that, and I totally understand why. So please keep liking the video and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. How about Kelpin? Good morning, coach, and everyone. How about, I guess you will be half happy since you said that Chelsea are your Premier Leagues again. The team you support from the Premier League again. So yeah, so I don't know how you feel. Maybe half happy and half how do I say it, sad. But again, a good win for Chelsea Football Club, a deserved win. And I want to find out from more people when they join us. If you're in the chat, let me know if the win was down to Milan having a lot of players, a lot of starting players out with injuries. Do you think it's really a deserved win for Chelsea Football Club? Honestly, I do deserve. Again, I'd argue it was a deserved win. There's no telling what could have happened had Milan didn't have too many players out injured. Statistics say possession pretty much even, just with 2% again at both them. There was a time you could argue they had more possession than we did. But again, overall, no matter how you see it, again, I still think there are areas we saw, again, we needed to improve. The midfield for me, as well as I enjoyed the fact that Ruben Loftus-Cheek did well. Kovacic did better than he did the last time. I still think, again, we missed Jorginho. But like IBZ argued, again, Jorginho probably could have or would have slowed the game down a bit. Yep, again, so I'm taking the win. I don't care that much how any individual performed, but again, some individuals are what talking about. Again, Raheem Sterling and Mason Mount, yes, we saw his energy. He did quite well overall. The numbers say he did well, but I test for us, again, something is still missing. Again, maybe he needs a rest. That's not me saying he's a bad player. I hope you get my argument. Deals CFC says, again, a big up coach, big up Kachila. We dominated the game. I wouldn't say dominated, really. I think the idea that we dominated the game is coming from the fact that we won. And you can say we won convincingly. But would I say we dominated the game? I wouldn't say that. Again, we see things from different lenses, but I understand overall we won. Again, we dominated the game. A great performance from the players. From when Fofana scored, and we looked solid in all areas. We looked solid. That's an argument I take. And one more thing is this: that Fofana goal, I think, isn't something we should take for granted. It wasn't the prettiest, but the truth remains, it has to take a cool head. It takes a cool head to put away a chance in such. Because there was some measure of conundrum there. It was back forward, hit somebody, bounces it out again, and he calmly slotted it away. Some people would just, blindly try to power it in and then end up hitting it against somebody. But he knew exactly, again, he hit the ball with intent. He found the slightest of spaces, again, because there was a crowd of people. And again, he found the space to slot in. And so again, don't take anything away from that goal, because again, you can say he knew exactly what he was doing. Someone else would try to power the ball into the net and hit it and then you'd see it outside after he hit somebody. But that's, by the way, Wally Water says first half was hard to watch, but glad I stayed and watched the second half. Yep, again, after the first half, we did a watch along in the sister channel, and we were calling for Graham Potter to make changes again, because we lacked, the truth remains, we lacked cohesion again, especially the first you could say 10 to 20 minutes. We lacked cohesion. We weren't able, the link-up play was poor. Again, our passes weren't penetrating. That was why I thought maybe, again, the midfield would have been a combo of either Kovacic, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, either of the two players, and Jorginho would have seen a better play from the team. But the argument still remains that, I am subscribing to, still remains, had Jorginho been on the pitch, he would have, again, slowed us down a bit, would have kept the ball better than we did during that period, but still, again, would have missed a lot going forward. But again, the manager's decision now is understandable. You can say Ruben Loftus-Cheek physicality came into play. He was able to deal with the Milan's midfield again quite well. But do I think that's the best we can get from him? No, I think to see the best of Ruben Loftus-Cheek, you have to deploy him closer to the final third. He's a fine creator and a fine finisher on his stay. But that's, by the way, big up Deals CFC. Thank you so much for finding the time to join. Again, I hope you're well. Let me see. Yes, Herbert is saying hello to Leon. Let me see anything else to address here. Again, he says, sorry, Coachella, I couldn't make the show. I got hold up as I am moving houses. Yeah, again, moving isn't easy. I've been there myself. I moved separately, actually. But I understand. No worries, brother. Again, I hope everything is going well for you. Happy moving, actually, and happy adapting to the new place. I hope you're all good. After yesterday's great performance, it was a brilliant performance indeed overall. Again, but that's not say we're not going to talk about areas. I feel like, again, we should, change things up to become even better. Some would still argue, had Milan been had we faced a full force, a full-fledged, ready, maybe Milan, it would have been a different goal, a different outcome altogether. But I still believe it's a deserved win. I was concerned. I was concerned about the Charity FC factor, given that it was out there that Milan had about how many players out? Is it 7 or more? How about you tell me? Herbert says, I turned off the TV after James' goal. No point watching the rest. Was a disaster. Down to some factors you could argue, down to having too many starting players out injured, you could argue. Overall, again, it was the start was pretty much balanced. I think you guys actually played better during the start. That was the time you pinned us, but you didn't get a chance. You didn't get too many spaces, to get a goal, to try our goalkeeper, except on occasions where again Leao showed his explosive attributes to make it into the box and all that. But again, I'm not sure how to define the performance from Milan's, but you could argue it's down to them having so many players out injured. Again, Reece James showed why he is the best right back in the world. Again, last night, closing down again a talented player such as Leao. Again, that's one solid argument there. Delicious one at that. Again, the list goes on, and I'm seeing some memes online showing how many talented players he's pocketed during games. That includes, again, Zaha. I've seen some big names there. The Leicester City players and all that. But Reece he's a fine player. Again, was so blessed to have him, because the truth remains, usually when you have players who are, again, as technically gifted as he is, they lack, again, in the defensive, they lack the ability to defend as properly as Reece James can actually defend. In some cases, you get players who can defend as well as Reece James can, but they lack their technical ability usually is nonsense. But Reece is well blessed with all of those. Again, offensively, again, he's a beast. He's a fine finisher on his day. He's also a good creator. And also, again, defensively, he's also just perfect. He has a perfect blend of everything that, everything that defines, again, a complete defender, a complete right-wing wide player. I think we're blessed to have him. And you look at it and go, no wonder Madrid, we're trying to tap him up. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if they still come for him, but they'd have to, sell half of their club and give us for us to agree to sell him. Match host, again, at Trent TV. Next week, again, it wouldn't be that easy, but we should win. And that's the attitude I like. Again, I hope maybe you can say, again, whether we like it or not, I must let us know this. I think the Charity FC factor, simply defined, is a mentality thing. It's not really, again, I know, but again, technically you can call it a phenomenon, but again, looking into it properly, you can say it's a mentality thing. It's a mentality of taking teams for granted. I was just feeling like you've already won a game. It's one thing to believe you can win a game, but again, it's a different thing altogether. Not to show the type of performance, not to put in the work that is needed to win that particular game. So that you could argue is a Charity FC, pretty much defined for you. Simply defined, it's a mentality thing. Maybe Graham Potter has changed that because you can see the game against Crystal Palace, again, as badly as we played on that day, we still got away with the win. We were able to grind out the win. So yeah, to me, I say maybe we've overcome the Charity FC of a thing or phenomenon, if you want to, or factor, because I was really concerned given the fact that it was out there that Milan, again, they have too many players, so lots of, quite a number of first team players out. Again, I was concerned that we were going to take them for granted, but we didn't. And we withstood the onslaught, if you ask me, in the first 15 to 20 minutes that they played better than us. And we overcame that. And Reece James, what a job he did in silencing Leao, although we were able to still see flashes of what Leao was capable of doing. But in the end, we overcame. So thank you for this delicious comment here, Deals. And next week, yes, it's not going to be easy. We have to win the remainder of our games to ensure. If we win the 3 remaining games, I think, yeah, we should top the table. And we need more goals because that may well come into play given how tight the group is right now. Chalobah, again, came on down. Yeah, he did a brilliant job. And one thing I like the most about him is that the fact that, again, he took a no-nonsense approach. He didn't try to play too much. Again, he recognized he was there to defend. No need to try to keep it too fancy. And I think that helped. That would take him a long way in the team. Again, he could try to be too fancy, and then we see a howler that may lead that lead to us conceding a goal, and then he starts afresh again. But thank goodness, again, he kept it clean. He kept it simple. Didn't try to do so much. Again, it was, you could say, again, as much as most people would argue, yes, the Fofana drove with the ball more than he did. But again, defensively, you could say he did a better job than Fofana. I believe Fofana would have done. Again, but that's, by the way, here we have, again, a good morning, coach, and everyone. Good morning to you too, Top S. Thank you so much for finding the time to join. And if you're in the chat, please keep liking the stream. Let's try to get it to 100 likes as soon as possible. Again, if you're happy that we want that game, like the video. Again, Chalobah was fantastic. He was, again, to say the least. Here, again, Roger, I'll come to you in a bit, brother. Good morning, my Chelsea family. Very, very beautiful day. Indeed, again, we won. And then we've, you could say, second on the table, which means, again, there's a chance, we could top the table, which makes a whole difference, and a whole lot of difference. And I'd really like us to top the table. Here we have Super Reece James, super indeed. I hope you're convinced about Ruben Loftus. No, I was never. Stop. Don't cause a fight here. My argument has never been whether he's able to play in that position. He is able to play there. Still enjoyable to watch. And if you remember, every time I talk about him playing in that 6th row, I always tell you how he glides smoothly in the midfield area. He's still can dribble, create chances, go, bump forward whenever needed. My concern has always been his ability to read the game. And again, you could say an excellent job yesterday, but I still would like to see him in the number 8 position or the number 10 position, depending on the application. Believe me, he can do more for us there. He can execute the number 8 role better than Mason Mount and than any other player that we have in the team that has played in that position. It's as simple as that, honestly. I don't know how to phrase it. It's not, no, he's my boy. I really do love him. Maybe you misunderstood my argument. He was and is class. He is physically and technically, again, he's amazing when he's switched on. Again, physically, he did a good job in stifling the AC Milan midfield. Again, at the time, they were found missing. But at the time, during the start of the game, there weren't proper coordination from the midfield. There weren't proper link-up play from the defensive midfield and the attack for us. It took time for it, to start to improve during the game. Again, but that's, by the way, I get your argument, though, but I wasn't arguing that he's a bad player. Nope. Ask everybody. Again, he's my boy, actually. I like the pace of the game so far for me. Again, I am glad Jorginho was on the bench. Yeah, so that was, you can say, a solid argument from RBZ, arguing, yes, had Jorginho started, would keep the ball better, but it ended up slowing down the pace of the game for us. So I agree with that one. Ruben Loftus-Cheek was incredible yesterday. He was overall. But again, no matter how good he was, I'd rather him, start closer to the final third. No matter how you like to argue that, I think that would still see that happen by the time we sign more midfield players. The coolest says, again, it says, big up everyone. Big up to you too, brother. I hope you're doing well. thank you for finding the time to join. And whenever you can, share the link to your channel so people can go check it out. Liam, again, talking to Liam Lane here. So I'm going to stop reading, and I'll try the best I can to get your subsequent comments. If I continue reading as much as I enjoy doing that, that'd be the only thing we'll do today. Again, I will not go on with the show. Again, how do you think the game at Italy will be? I'm worried. It will be a different ball game altogether. They will be playing at home. And again, shamefully, I see this, as shameful as it may sound, or I see this, realistically, their fans are more, you could say, will be more vociferous than our fans were. Our fans, again, I don't know what the heck is that with our fans? Never loud enough. And I hope that again, it will be a different ball game again at Milan. But the fans, as much as they make the team the 12th man, they're not going to come onto the pitch to play for them. I think we'll go into that game with confidence, and hopefully we'll get a win. I'm starting to trust our ground porters' tactical ability even more than I'm seeing again even more than I did before he became our manager. So that's, by the way, again, important at 3 points. I am happy again, and performance will come along the way. Again, the performance can only get better from here. It's a confidence boost boost and win. It would do us a world of good. So thank you. Coming to you again. Sorry if I missed any of your comments. I think, okay, let me just quickly see. Fofana is a class dribbler and the ball and can turn a 5-back formation offensive if he continues to dribble forward. Wish him all the best. Again, Kukurea does this on the left, which means, again, it's something, the type of, again, you could say a play that you could say a Potter likes so much in players, so he will enjoy very much having Fofana in the team. But again, he overdid it at times yesterday on 2 occasions, maybe. One we nearly conceded from it. So I'd like for him to turn it down a bit, and but I see blends more into the team here. Again, I think he's a bit in a hurry to show that he's worth the money we paid for him. That is not taking his performance away from him and the goal he scored. Just turn it down a bit, don't overdo it. Yeah, I'm well. Okay, thank you very much. Again, Mount almost back to his best. Reece James is world class. Auba 2 and 2. Yep, that's a good number. Mukama, thank you for saying that. I feel players want to play for Potter. He is making stride. Indeed. Again, an overall good performance. Again, it says so sad Fofana got injured. Yeah, that really annoyed me. Again, last night's game is what I call men against boys. You can lose at Stamford Bridge, but not without fighting. It seemed as if, again, I'd say it all comes down to the tactical approach. Again, Graham Potter got the tactics to a T in terms of stifling the AC Milan midfield. Again, even on the flanks, they weren't able to do much, except Leao, who showed his explosive attributes every now and then. And I was still concerned. I love the way we approached the game yesterday. Reece James, Ruben, and Fofana were brilliant. Really sad to see Fofana injured. I hope it is not that serious. Again, if you're aware, acquainted with that, please educate us on the situation. Jamport Entertainment, it's nice to see you, brother. I saw your comment and I'll take my time to get back at you. What are the name of the Milan players out? Again, I bet they are not starters. Again, Herbert will better educate you on that. I think most of them are starters. I think. Herbert, please let us know. I'm hoping you see the question on the screen. I don't know your status that much. Tobias, again, I'm going to stop reading, but I'll try the best I can to get your subsequent contributions in the chat. Again, Roger, I don't know if it's still morning to you. Good morning. How are you doing, brother?
Hey, good morning, sir. I'm splendid. How are you?
Fine. I can't complain. More importantly, again, I was pretty nervous before the game started. But overall, a good win for us. A deserved win overall. But your thoughts on the team's performance overall?
Yeah, I really agree with you. I was so concerned about this game prior to kickoff. I was very apprehensive. I thought we were probably going to get a draw. I was disappointed with AC. I thought they were strong for the first 20 minutes, but they faded. And to be quite honest with you, they were shockingly poor, to be honest. I expected far more from them.
What do you think is the reason? I don't think it's down to them having a lot of players out injured. I think.
So
Yeah, go ahead. What do you think why do you think it happened that way?
I saw that, like, out of the 7 players that were missing, 4 were starters. But let's say they all played. But if you have a look at our depth, I think if you bring most of the people sitting on our bench were just as good as our starters. So I think we have a deeper squad than them. I'm not saying that we would have won or been, shall we say, as clear-cut superior as them. But no, I was just disappointed. Most of their possession, they kind of reminded me of Chelsea, because most of their possession was based on them passing backwards and sideways. And let's be honest, they seldom penetrated us going forward. They actually reminded me of a slow Chelsea, which, come on, we all really.
But
really
even at that, you could argue they started the game well.
Yeah, but most of their possession was based in their half. It wasn't penetrating.
So you could say it's down to again Potter's tactical approach. It's different them.
True. I think from my observations, I liked. And I said that Tuesday, I liked Ruben as a starting 6 because he brings physicality. He won duels in the air, which J5 didn't do. Have a look at when J5 comes on. There was no difference per se. In fact, we looked more intimidating. He passed through. I thought Ruben Loftus-Cheek, he looked solid, fluid, strong, assertive, and decisive.
No argument about that. And I know you understand my argument about Loftus-Cheek.
No, I do. No, I do. 100%. I'm not disputing your logic at all. I'm just saying that he passed through the lines well also. I believe he was just as good, if not better, than J5 that I've seen as of late. I really do. I thought Trevor Chalobah looked calm. He looked reassured and strong as always. I really believe we didn't lose a beat when he entered the game. And in fact, I rate him just as equally as Fofana currently.
Most importantly, he kept it simple.
Yes, he did. He didn't take any risks. He
didn't take any risks. Yeah.
I thought Mount was back to his normal best, in my opinion. I thought Leao exhibited pace, strength, and his fast feet.
But was stifled.
And that really warrants us purchasing him, to be honest. However, he didn't track back enough, and that could be a concern going forward. I thought, I was disappointed with Pierre-Emerick. I know he scored, and, good for him. But you could see when I look at Akai, for instance, Kai is just, he brings industry. He brings, he's closing down. I could see us with Pierre. He just wasn't closing down. I
don't expect that from him.
No.
Honestly, but go ahead.
I'm not saying we should expect that from him. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying we weren't closing down as much as we were that we normally do with Akai up there. That's what I noticed. This is just my observations, that our closing down wasn't as good, and because it comes from the number 9 for the most part, and obviously he doesn't have the legs anymore. And that's not his fault. Was I pleased? Yes. Was I disappointed with AC Milan? Yes. My main concerns are Fofana, his injury, obviously. And my biggest concern is, I think Silva played outstanding. I thought he was co-MVP of the match. And my biggest concern is, we lose Silva, we're in deep trouble, coach. My big concern is...
And that brings to mind why we're calling to rest him, and the manager will look at it and say, what the heck am I going to do without this guy? And he ends up starting the next game. He's just that one player that, again, before you leave him out, because here's the thing about Silva, I don't care what anybody thinks. He's able to control the performance of the Chelsea's overall 11 without speaking, with the way he reads the game, with where he passes the ball. Without speaking, he just commands the game with where he passes the ball. It's as simple as that. And I think he was even, again, up a notch with the captain's armband. And that was why I was going, what the heck? How did Jorginho get the armband again? Did Silva give it to him? What happened, really? Maybe I missed something. He
may be our number 1 player first on the team sheet because, but then again, listen, we've got, Wolves at home, and then We play AC in the San Siro. Then after that, I think we have Villa away, if I'm not mistaken. So hopefully he's rested for Wolves. Maybe comes on as a sub or just doesn't come on, period. Because I tell you what, if we do lose him, touch wood, bang in my head, we're in deep trouble. The lack of depth. We have what? Cucurella and Aspie with Fofana out. That's it. We don't have depth.
Yeah.
This is a
Overall,
concern.
I will come back to you. And possibly because they watched our game against Crystal Palace and where Potter will deploy, that can come. That's factor two. Because if you remember, I IQ'd again. That I don't think it's changed the formation during the preview preview show. That possibly he wouldn't risk, switching up formation into when the next one playing a different formation. When the next one, it's important that players get acquainted to how he wants to approach the game. It turns out again he's more unpredictable than we thought. Again, he'd be. But that's by the way again here.
I thought he may use a back three, if you recall. I really did.
Yeah, you argued that. You said he was going to go back, but I wasn't sure. And I get my reasons.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
We don't have too much to work with when it comes to Potter. We have to be honest. The other 10 podcast says, again, the perfect match. Only thing is I hope Fofana is okay. After that injury, any update on what it was, again, on how long? I don't know if it is ACL or knee. I'm not sure. But whatever it is, I hope he recovers quickly. Again, and again, bro, don't forget, again, thank you for finding time to join, to share the link to your channel whenever you get a chance. Again, that's fine with me. The other clubs we have to play in, again, in your championship, again, the games are coming in thick and fast. I think Thiago Silva will be rested for the next one, and possibly, again, what's the saying? Koulibaly starting centrally while Cucurella starts on the left. Yes, people, please keep liking the video. Again, we're at 41 likes now. Again, we're doing better than we've done for a while since the transfer window closed. So please like the video if you haven't. Also, do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Chilwell had a brilliant game overall. As was good to see him fully back. You could say yes, you could argue he's fully back, but again, I'd like to see him closer to the final third again than usual. He wasn't that close yesterday, probably because he had again a lot of work to do. It was a cautious approach too. He didn't venture forward that much. Ruben really impressed me yesterday. He's brilliant as I'm going to fight with somebody here. You've joined the Roger camp. He's brilliant as a CDM. Chalobah is world class again. And yesterday he proved his starter. Yesterday was the best I saw Mount play for a while. Again, that's Mount isn't fully back yet. He isn't fully back yet. He created 3 chances overall yesterday, which is good. But eye test shows, again, something is still missing. Maybe he still needs a mental break or so. Again, Mikhail, my brother, thank you so much for finding the time to join. I appreciate that. Again, a big up birthday wishes, Coachella. Okay, that's after 2 days, so you owe me 2 bottles of beer. You're 2 days late. Great result on Coachella's birthday. Again, a day after my birthday, so the gift arrived the next day because my birthday was on the 4th. But that's, by the way, again, thank you very much, bro. Again, much love from here. Take it. Again, it would have ruined it because I celebrate. You don't celebrate your birthday just in a day. Again, subsequent days, if you believe in some higher power, you still remain thankful for life and all that you've achieved at that point. Our fans at the stadium are super quiet. Something, again, that annoys me. Somebody, IBC talked about it yesterday, how his friend even talked about it, that our fans were awfully quiet, and that concerns me too. So good point there, Wally Waldo. Anything else to address? I will skip quite a few. I says the boys were great yesterday. They were good performance overall. Hello, guys. Good to be in class again. In class, indeed. Last night was exciting. We took Milan to the cleaners. Never ever thought it would be that easy. I was so nervous, and the truth remains, I didn't know it was going to be that easy. But again, I take it. Only player that was trying to do something was Leo. He stood out. But then again, you could say that's of late. That's one of his, again, you could say the worst performance we've seen from him of late, which means Reece and Co did quite a good job in keeping him quiet. But every now and then we still saw flashes. We did see flashes of what he's capable of doing. Again, you can, on one occasion, you can say, well, we're lucky, actually. Everyone, please remember to like. Yes, people, keep liking the video. 42 likes. Let's try to get it to 50 as soon as possible. And then we'll shoot from there and see what else we can do. Leao reminded me of Fazad, to be frank. Again, great going forward. But again, tracking back isn't the best. Yep, zero. Like zilch. Tracking back is maybe, again, it's a manager's demand, because managers sometimes they do make an exception for certain players. Again, it only makes sense for Leao to not to track back that much. You don't know, they can hit us on a counter, and again, he just gets them isolated, and then we're in trouble. So it may have been the managers. I don't know if it is like that all the time. It may have been the manager's demand, that made him, not to track back that much, because managers do make exceptions sometimes. Milan, again, is composed of more than 22 players yesterday. We played some of them. Again, return leg, we will play. We'll play manager again. We'll select probably again have a few players back from injury, and they have a much stronger squad. Silva, the best CV in the Premier League. Again, he ages like fine wine. The older he gets, the better we see from him. I was also wondering how Jorginho ended up with the armband. Yeah, I'm not sure. That shouldn't happen. As long as the person that had it was what's his name again? Thiago Silva. He shouldn't change hands. If he was like Reece James, Mason Mount, or any other player on the pitch, if Jorginho comes in, give it to them. But if he was Thiago, don't take it away from him. He seemed a different animal as a captain yesterday. I have to say that. But that's, by the way, again, Coach, any news about Fofana conditions? Nothing yet. Again, I was waiting to make a short video on that, but I haven't seen anything. Fofana was tearing up when he came off. I hope, again, that's not a good sign. Maybe just because he scored a goal, or maybe he had hoped to finish the game. Let's just hope that's the case. I don't want to, again, I hope the case isn't that he was tearing up, because, again, he was going to be out for long. So, again, I'm going to stop reading now. Come back to the panel. Again, just quickly, big up to the Queen of the House. Nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for finding the time to join. I appreciate that. That means a lot to me. Coming back to the panel, Tobago, please show your ID before you speak. Let us know what you think about the game overall.
Oh, big up, Coach. To be honest.
Big up, my brother. Much love here. Oh, thank you. ID scene. It is you, indeed.
Yes.
Go ahead. Be honest with us.
Yesterday we didn't play that well, but again, all matters: 3 points, 3 excellent goals, and a clean sheet. We can complain about individuals and stuff. Sometimes, as I said before, you don't need to be smart or control the position of the game to win games. You just need to be clinical. So I'm happy with the 3 points, and then hopefully we can build on that against Wolves on Saturday, even on Tuesday, and win against AC Milan, because I saw an article that AC Milan coach is disrespecting Chelsea. So we need to beat him also at Italy so that he can salute Chelsea. No more disrespecting us. So overall, the players played well, but we didn't start well. We're shaky and stuff. But again, we played better. And then about Loftus-Cheek and Kovacic, my thing with them, they sometimes players make good runs, they delay the passes. So hopefully they will build on that, or they will learn on that. Yeah, that's my say for now.
Were you confident before the start of the game, or were you nervous?
No, to be honest, I was confident.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. I believe you. Again, I keep liking the video. We're closing into 50 likes. 3 more to get it to 50. Let's try to get it to 100 as soon as possible, people. We haven't done 100 since the transfer in the shot. We can actually do that only if you keep liking the video. Thank you so much for all the love. Again, a few more subscribers already today. Rodrigo, coming to you, brother. Again, your thoughts. Again, by the way, how are you doing? I hope you're enjoying possibly a honeymoon.
Yeah.
Again, yep. Thank you. Happy to hear that, brother.
Yeah, I'm going next month.
Okay. You're going back to Cyprus?
No, I'm going to Mauritius. So, but the only thing is, I'm gonna miss the Newcastle. So I'm traveling the day we play City in the League Cup.
Yeah,
So
better not try to watch it from your phone. Happy wife, happy
I'll
life.
try to
Constant.
watch the Newcastle game. But anyways,
You're not missing too much. But anyway,
I'm
I'm
not,
jealous. You really.
I'm
I
smart.
see you like to travel.
I'm smart. I told her no, we're gonna do it in November because I knew there's a gap in the work.
Can't play with the man's game. Brother, overall, what do you think about the game?
Yeah.
Any surprises for you?
So the game yesterday, the first 15 minutes, I thought I would disagree saying we were poor. I think we were reserved. We were trying to stay compact, not concede the goal quickly.
Yeah, but from being compact, which we gave them the opportunity to do better than those at that time. If we want to argue that, but go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. So we were like in a nice shape. We weren't giving Milan too much, but Milan had most of the ball. That's what probably people think. Oh, we didn't play. We didn't start well. But I think it was a plan to grow into the game. And then as we grew into the game, my God, we played really well. I can see flashes of what I saw Portugal at Brighton. Like we were more direct. Is something that we weren't doing under Tuchel. What would have happened under Tuchel? We would have dominated the possession. We would have had most of the ball, but it would have been slow and lethargic.
But no goals.
No goals. But with Porto, you could see we're more vertical. We're not keeping the ball too long. We try to play. If we have to go long, we go long. If you have to switch flanks, we do that. If we have to build triangles, we do that. So I could see something developing, and then that's actually from the Crystal Palace game. I could see like there's something cooking, and some of the performances. Obviously, everyone talk about Silva and Reece James were unbelievable, but another player that really stood out for me was Ruben.
Mm-hmm.
Ruben was good. Again, because the comparison I'll do now is with the Brighton players. It reminds me of how Porto used what's the other guy? Moipo, like the way he has that attack, the big guy that's good with his feet that can run with the ball. The only thing, like what Tobago say, yeah, maybe it will come with his game, like when to release the ball and the weight of the pass. Because there's one counter attack I remember when Sterling and Reece James were running, the ball wasn't hit hard enough. So if it was, I think Sterling or James would have been in on goal. But I thought like Sterling was running into James' lane as well, so that was another thing.
It doesn't look like what I'm learning again, because during the pre-game show yesterday, we argued that that we didn't have balance in that 2-6 positions, where again, Loftus-Cheek and Kovacic are both, you could say, like for like, except that Loftus-Cheek is more physical.
Yes,
and
yes.
Kovacic a slightly better dribbler. But yeah, it's something is beginning to show itself. What I think it was Glenn that argued that a few days ago, that it doesn't look like Potter plays with two traditional sixes. He deploys CMs in that position because he always looks for proper fluidity, which you can get that with Jorginho and Kovacic, both of whom you can say they have an almost telepathic, interplays between them or connection between them. And had Jorginho not been injured, I think he probably would have started that game. And I think he had him on the bench only if things aren't working out, he'd still bring him on. But that's, by the way, I want to ask you this again. Would you say really it's a dominating performance for us?
I would say it was like one of those professional performances. AC Milan didn't create anything. We had them. It was a tactical masterclass. I'll put it that way.
Not really a dominate. Not really the prettiest.
I don't think we've hit the heights where I can say like, yeah, we're gonna dominate this game. No, because there were patches in the game where we're back into our shape. Again, maybe that's the way Porter likes to. Maybe that's the game plan yesterday was. Maybe that was the game plan.
It was really, you could say, it was a professional performance after all, but I don't think we dominated them that way like people are saying. But go ahead, brother.
Yeah, and the one thing as well is Chilwell, he's a good player, but sometimes what's frustrating me the way he loses the ball a lot. He doesn't take care of the ball as well as I would love to. Some of the passes that he does, he just keep losing the ball. But that was mainly in the first half. I noticed in the second half, he grew into the game and he played well. Then the first half, I was like, come on, Chilwell. just complete a pass. Him and Mount. Mount also had a good game. One of the first time I think since the Spurs game where he had a really good game. I think Mount played well. Sterling is good, but decision making sometimes just frustrated me. Aubameyang. I know the other guy on the panel say he wasn't impressed with Aubameyang. I thought he did.
Was really.
Yeah, he did exactly.
Maybe Roger likes to fight, but go ahead.
No, not at all.
I'm just kidding, Roger. I'm just kidding you. Go ahead.
I know.
Go ahead, Rodrigo.
Because what you expect from a striker like that, I don't care if he's gonna go track defenders. What I want him to do when the ball comes to him, don't lose it. Hold the ball, link up well. He has nice touches, and a good thing about Aubameyang is positioning. This guy is
delicious. Go ahead.
Smart guy. Like the cross Reece James put in the box. If that was Kai Havertz, I don't think he would have been in that position. I know
that's harsh.
I think for Kai positioning isn't the issue.
Yeah,
he's just putting away the chances. But go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
But how many times James has put those delicious balls, but we don't see strikers? Because obviously, again, this is not a dig at Kai. Kai is not a striker. Aubameyang is more of a striker, so his instinct is always in that 6 yard. He knows where to go. So fair enough. And that was a good goal. I mean, Tomori missed it up, but that was a good finish by Aubameyang because he came in a flash and then he finished it. There was another ball.
Yeah, you know what makes it really special was that, again, somebody was ahead of him in terms of line. Yeah. In most cases, again, some people would just miss it. As long as that defender misses it, they won't be able to, to still get the ball. But go ahead.
You know what? When the goal went in, I thought it was like one of them deflection. Then you want to watch it. He actually connected with the ball. He actually
proper connection.
And there was another chance where Reece put it across and he landed to Sterling. Sterling should have gone with his head. I don't know if you remember that in the second half. And then he tried to hit it first.
That
was Aubameyang.
I thought Sterling was poor, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I don't even think it. Say it. I'm glad you're saying that, Roger. Be specific. Say he was poor, really.
He was. His decision making. He had 3 consecutive passes in a row that were snuffed out. He could have put the ball in earlier on one of the occasions. I thought he. I'm not a big Sterling fan, as I've said many times on the show. He does have very good attributes. But can we say maybe he didn't come with to Chelsea with the Man City approach? Because at Man City, some of those things, crosses that he delayed or ball we expected him to put in early, he put them he's put them in early. But I think he's trying to do more than, probably you could say more than he's capable of doing at Chelsea, and that's bringing him bad name. Well, they were blocked. All 3 passes were blocked.
Yeah. On the right-hand side. You were talking the one on the right-hand side, right?
Yeah, affirmative. He's not technical. His first touch is lacking. Have a look how many times he lost the ball. I mean, you talk about Chilwell losing it. I thought Chilwell was decent the first half. He improved the second, I agree. Yeah. But I thought Sterling was atrocious in so many aspects of the game.
I think you're looking at the Sterling one a bit wrong. I think Sterling, if you look
at just go ahead. I'll be back in 10 seconds.
Yeah, no
if you look at what Sterling brought to what it brings to attack is his direct.
I agree.
And defenders are worried about Sterling. Sterling is, I put it this way, but Sterling is like an upgraded version of what we had in Werner. As in, he's not going to do certain things certain intangible things. Like having Sterling on the pitch, you already have defenders worry about his pace. Defenders are already
he brings speed and his dribbling ability, and more importantly, he makes very intelligent runs to the back post and the front post. I agree with that. But on the ball, technically, the first touch and his passing has a lot to be desired for. Yeah, I think Werner is better technically. A lot of people.
What?
Yes, have a look at him. He's good with the ball. A lot of people say he looks down on the ball when he's dribbling. This is just my opinion. It doesn't make it right or wrong. It's purely subjective. I prefer Werner to Sterling in some instances. But Werner is just as fast, if not faster. So you can't be that. But Werner doesn't make intelligent runs. And I think because of working under Pep year after year, you can see how he's evolved from playing with Liverpool and England when he moved to City. If Pep wasn't there, he would still be the same player that he played for Liverpool, and that was woeful.
Yeah, but with Sterling, when you look at in our squad right now, we don't have it. Pulisic is the only one. Pulisic and Sterling are the only direct players.
I actually thought Pulisic would start that game over Sterling.
I knew you would say that.
I was when I saw the lineup, that's the one player I was like, oh, come on, Potter, why didn't you play Pulisic instead of Mount? Because
and honestly, it would have been a better decision. Believe me.
Yeah, in hindsight, but obviously Mount played.
Well, I think it's what I said on Tuesday. I think it's based on multiple facets. I think it's based on he's looking at rotation ahead, you know, and also trying to build continuity.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I'm going to say this quickly, and I'll catch up with the chat. So maybe because I want us to get into the rating as soon as possible. The argument, again, it was a serious argument regarding, okay, to me, what I saw, you're not rewarding a performance. Again, to me, AC Milan is a big team. Yeah, again, I get the argument even from my brother Declan saying that we need our best players. Again, there's no. Again, I know we use the term best players sometimes to the detrimental of the team. When a certain player is underperforming, you still put them in that category, and somebody who's in a better form sits on the bench. So my argument was that again, how you handle the development of a player such as Conor Gallagher after that beautiful goal. How important that goal he scored, again, you know, on that day, the importance of that goal he scored on that day. Plus, again, you should just start him in this game. There's no other way to. That's my argument.
I disagree.
Yeah,
how would he get the experience? It's by playing. You build on that confidence.
Yeah, not in such a big game. This is a big game, coach. You playing versus Wolves, for instance, or
everybody's just against me. Everybody's just against me.
No, not at all, sir. I respect you immensely.
No. I'm just kidding. But I know you understand. I was kidding. But again, that's how I would handle it if it was me. If it was me,
I get it.
I'd start him, build on that confidence, find a way to accommodate him. Honestly, that will show him you trust him. So whenever he's on the pitch, you'd see him do even better. And Christian Pulisic should have started too, because he did well. Look at him. But I don't want to get into that argument anyway. Chelsea in second half is the template I need our team to play to from now. I think it makes sense. The second half again was we were better, much better. And again, that's a delicious comment right there. I love the mixed conversation, Ruben. My goodness, in the midfield, they were brilliant. They were. You know why I did that, Roger? You're laughing at me. I'd rather Ruben Loftus-Cheek play in the number 8 position, and I think he'd get the chance to do that under Graham Potter. Again, you remember the day he came on, it was under Graham Potter, how explosive he was. He even created a chance for us and all that. He's more dangerous playing closer to the final third. But I think
agree.
That stereotype comes down to his build as an individual, that physicality that he brings.
Versatility.
Yeah, and versatility too, yeah.
And which could be a detriment to some players, you know. But I just want to say one thing. But because of the fact that there's so many number 8s, quality number 8s, like a Gallagher, a Mount, a Kai, potentially, or /10, do you understand? So there's depth in that area. While I believe he's because of obviously Kante not being able to be fit, then I think he's needed more. His importance is required more deeper back in the pitch, in my opinion. And I think it showed.
Yeah, it showed. Did I say he did poorly? No, he did quite well. He got the job done. But here's my point. I'm still going to be arguing this to tomorrow. He's a better 8. He's a better 8 than all those 8 you've mentioned too. Traditionally, Mason Mount isn't an 8. Christian Pulisic isn't an 8.
Ruben.
You could say the only natural 8 we have in that team are Kovacic and Loftus-Cheek. Is Mount really an 8?
Well, yeah, traditionally, originally, yes.
Rodrigo, you were saying something.
I'll say Kovacic is not your traditional 8.
No, he's not.
He's not.
Yeah, he's better off as a hybrid of 8 of 8 and 6. He fulfills that role better than anybody I know. But here's the thing: we have 8s who you could say their chance creation isn't the best. And Ruben, again, he has better vision than most of those guys. But again, that's an argument I cannot win right now. I'm seeing practically the go from the whole everybody on the panel is against me.
No,
but anyway,
but you're right though, Ruben. No, but let's be serious here, though, Coach. You bring up a really good point. I mean, I'm glad and I'm so happy for Ruben that he's reached his pre-injury levels. You know, he's
overcome that. Amen, and that's the truth.
And it took him like a year and a half, because this is Achilles injury is a serious injury, both physically and mentally. And I think we're seeing the fruits of his labor. He's a very technical, driven.
I give Tuchel some credit.
Oh yes, of course.
I think it was a Tuchel project. I think even when he played as a wing back, he played really well. I think that his recovery. I mean, where to Ruben when we start seeing, okay, Ruben is actually an interesting player. I think he was around.
I love Ruben.
Yeah, he's run when Tuchel put him at right wing back, and he was just like, "What? This guy is actually quite good." I think
he smoked that role.
Yeah, because that role, it wasn't traditional wing back. It was more of like an additional midfielder.
It's a hybrid role, yeah. And he executed it better than those guys. Than when you play them there, they start complaining. Yeah. When we played Pulisic there, he didn't do well.
This is why I give you your flowers, because that role is action 8. Yeah, because on paper it looks like wing back, but when you actually watch it, how the role is played out, is an 8. This is why I give you a flower. Like, Ruben
enjoys it. He could say he enjoys it than the 6th role, because he gets closer to the box every now and then. Mikhail says again, many positives. The boys in blue reminded me of days gone by. Again, we played Mr. Porter. Let's see again a repeat in the return leg. I hope so. It will be a much difficult game. They are home. The fans are louder than our fans again. Plus, again, that has to change. I don't want to start saying something as if I feel as if again I'm against some set of fans. I don't want to say that, but again, we're shameless, really. Shame about Fofana. Chalobah needs to be kept around past January for exactly such scenarios. And even if without the injury, I think this is a period where he'd get a chance to play. Quite a lot of rotation overall, which gives him the chance. Again, he's never going to play every game. Fofana will not play every game. And as much as Fofana is good with ball carrying, I think you could argue defensively, Chalobah will probably do better than him. But Fofana is that defender. I think what makes him stand out is ability on the ball and his ability to progress the ball from the defense to the central area, which he overdid on occasions yesterday. Go ahead, you were saying something.
Remember when we were doing lots of streaming in summer, we're talking about looking at Fofana injury list. One injury that kept recurring was what? Knee.
And maybe it could be, this one could be ACL too, but it's still the same. Go ahead.
Don't say that. Not ACL, please. Don't say that. But yeah, Fofana is actually very good. He plays on a line. I think this is why he get injured. I see why. Maybe with age, he's gonna learn to be more composed. You can see he's on the edge. He's always on the edge in his tackling. He's like he put 100% in everything. So maybe with age, he's gonna calm down that side of his game. Like the tackle, the one that he got injured, and it wasn't a tackle because he was running. He could have just released the ball. I guess he wanted to move up the pitch, but yeah,
I think he hyperextended his knee. He jolted it. He jarred it.
Yeah. The replay shows again he landed a bit awkwardly,
but he was jumping up and down. How can that be?
That's a good indication.
Yeah.
So maybe it was a precaution again. Let's see again. But let me catch up with the chat. I'll come and bring in Bobby in. I really want us to assess again Mason Mount and Raheem Sterling. Honestly, Mason Mount overall, his productivity in terms of the energy he brings to the team, again, Preston and all of that, weren't bad, and some good passes from him. Jump out Entertainment say Sterling was a very poor. His decision making yesterday, to be honest, he's trying to carry Chelsea on his shoulders because of the praise he got at the start of the season. Possibly that may well be the case, but I have to be honest here again. It doesn't look like he came with the Man City approach, less selfish, and again, quick decision making. And at times I expected him to put in the ball in the box quicker than again. But he showed he's capable of doing that with that delicious 1-2 with I think it was James on the right hand side. It was during the first half or so. OMG, again, the only player was bad was who? Who again? No,
Ruben.
No, I wouldn't say any player was bad. I would just I would say my argument has always been that again I want Ruben Loftus-Cheek to play further forward, closer to the final third, as well as he did. I still don't want him playing there. Sterling had shades of Werner yesterday, but Werner in general, let's give him time, people. Pulisic can be started next game. Again, there's still a lot of game for Pulisic to start, but I expected him to start yesterday. And we thought, again, the argument, some people thought maybe again, Sterling needed some rest. Again, I think a rest would do him a world of good. My guts say that Pulisic will start, and so I think that's the case. If it doesn't, then I don't know how Potter will explain that. We have the games coming in, thick and fast. Sterling are better than Werner. Roger, again, yeah, I think he's able to play in the Premier League. He has the technical ability to dribble his way out of, tight situation. But Werner, in tight situation, will practically say to you, take the ball and leave me alone. Werner needs a space to operate. But all the time, Sterling can create the chances for himself. Again, by himself, if you want me to do that. Again, I hope you understand what I mean by that. Anything else here to read? Again, I'm going to let it go and then try to catch up with whatever we have next. Showing love all the way from South Africa. Afelele Ntombele, nice to see you here, my brother from the Matiba line. Thank you so much for finding the time to join us. I sincerely do appreciate that. Yes, keep liking the stream, guys. We're at 50. 50 likes. Let's try to get it to 100 as soon as possible. I'm going to bring in Bobby. Bobby, how have you been? I know, again, are very busy, and I understand bills don't pay themselves, but nice to see you here, to have you on the panel. Your thoughts on the performance of the team overall. Again, what stood out for you?
Yeah, big up.
Big up to you too, and you sound like you're on the road as usual. Okay, he is really. Yeah, go ahead. I think you may have to drop off and come back in, Bobby. Your audio is really breaking up. We can't hear anything you're saying.
On the road.
Yeah, we cannot hear him. Again, I'm gonna come back to you, Roger. Again, to be honest, again, I want to get your honest assessment of Mason Mount.
Okay, so that's fine. We could talk about Mason Mount, but there's one player we haven't talked about yet.
Go ahead. Who?
Who do you think?
The goalkeeper.
Yep.
We'll get to that. Okay, but if you want, let's start from there. Let's start from the goalkeeper.
No. We can talk about Mount.
No. Let's start with the goalkeeper. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Listen,
I love him so much. I made him a special video shot, and again, it was brilliant. I loved it. Again, that's not saying I don't like Mendy. I like Mendy too.
No, I like both.
Okay, let's see. Bobby looks like he's back. Let's see if his sound is better.
Sure.
But Bobby, how you have a better connection now?
Earth calling Bobby.
Yeah, we still can hear him. Again, people keep liking the video, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Please, again, keep liking the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for 54 likes. I think we will hit 100 today. So, Roger, let me come back to you. Talk about Kepa Arrizabalaga. What do you think about his performance? To me, again, I also watched Jan's video today. I think most people are coming to terms that, again, he's looking like he's going to be the #1 choice for Potter. But you take it.
Okay, so his distribution was excellent. I mean, spot on. He booted the ball when required to. He didn't take any risks.
And that's new. That's new from him.
No, yes and no. He's done that historically. I watch keepers closely.
So, seriously, you think he boots the ball up all the time, like as much as he did that yesterday? To me, that's new. But go ahead.
I would say possibly a percentage more than he normally does. I grant you that.
Again, that's exactly what I'm saying. Usually, he doesn't. Not all the time. He does that, but he did more than usual yesterday, which means he doesn't want to mess up the opportunity he has now. Yeah. But go ahead.
Yeah, because of the fact, I think, because of Mendy's faux pas, that when he tried to do a Cruyff, and I don't think he wants to take any chances because he has this quote unquote opportunity, perhaps, in his mind that he could be granted the number one position again. And I don't think he wants to relinquish that, since that he's already experienced that. So I grant you that logic. But I thought his distribution, medium and short and long, was excellent, absolutely excellent, as he always does. For a keeper that is not involved in the game hardly at all till the 45th or 46th minute, I thought he did very well. Because when you're not involved in the game and it's boring, you have to concentrate, regardless of whether your goals getting peppered or not. And I thought he did rather well. You know, he showed a strong right arm. True, we were very lucky that the rebound that wasn't clinically put away, but he did what he was supposed to do. He was only one shot on target, and he saved it. And let's admit it, quite point blank range. So he did well.
And he's there's something again. I can't believe I'm saying this. Even though he's not the tallest, I think of late, I think maybe it comes down to Mendy's lack of, poor form of late and lack of confidence. Yeah. I think he showed of late again. He's able to command.
There's an advantage being like 184 to 188 centimeters. That means you can get down on the ball faster than a tall person like Mendy.
Again, but overall, he's even more. He has again a more agility than Mendy. Again, even though I love Mendy honestly, and I want Mendy to regain his form. Again, and probably we have two good goalkeepers. Maybe rotate them like again. Paris Saint-Germain did again. Was it last year? They had two world-class goalkeepers, and Kilo Navas and the Italian goalkeeper. Again, he commands his area better than Mendy have done of late, and he seemed to be more confident. And that does go a long way. For managers value that a lot.
I'll be honest with you, that's what I did notice. I've noticed this year he is more commanding in his box, aerially speaking.
Yes,
that's noticeable, which is good, which is how he should be anyway, because this is very much an English trait or a British trait. Playing in the Premier League or the First Division historically was the fact that goalkeepers dominated their box historically. But I thought he played well. That's what I wanted to mention, because I thought he played well. Regarding Mount, I thought he did well.
Let's just take it one by one.
Yeah, sure, okay.
So that we have room for fight. It's Kami says again, morning coach and missed the game because I was again I work a night shift, but very happy again. Again, bills don't pay themselves, but again, you can always, if you record it, you can always find the replay on Chelsea website. Again, usually Champions League takes 2 days, but if it was the Premier League, the day after you'd be able to watch the replay on the website. But I do record myself, and again, I understand bills don't pay themselves. The most important thing, we won, and I know how that feels to miss a game. Again, Kepa was brilliant yesterday. I loved what Potter is doing. Let the goalkeepers fight for a position, and he did say it. I remember the last time, I think, Rodrigo, you were part of that argument. They were saying no such thing as a competition for goalkeepers. Exactly. The better goalkeepers should start and all that. But Potter clearly says he wants competition in every position, which means that includes the goalkeeping position. So that kills the argument or that mentality. In the goalkeeping position, you always have number one, that even if they picked up the ball and kick it into their own net, you still keep them on. That was practically the argument people were making then when we were calling for Mendy to be the manager, Thomas Tuchel, to find a way to discipline Mendy before he gets it into his head. For he's so good. And YTVO says, "Are you guys not scared of Real Madrid trying to take Reece James? If he leaves, we have no one to replace him." It can. I'm not concerned now. Maybe in 5 years' time, he has 6+ years contract with us. If they want him in 2 years, if they can pay like 600 million fine, let's see that happen. So I'm not really concerned right now. So Rodrigo, your thoughts on Mendy's, a brilliant performance this far?
No, Mendy, Kepa, Ari Zabalaga. Yeah, he didn't do anything, right? Milan didn't really test him, but the one time when he was called upon, he had an amazing save.
Exactly.
When he went down and save. I know some people. I was watching someone was criticizing him, saying, "Why did he pump the ball back into the danger zone?" But because the ball was so far. Yeah,
it's shocking, isn't it?
I know,
it's
right?
Like,
I know, right?
Ever play keeper? Whoever says that, it's ridiculous.
Because the ball was so fast that reflex, you just have to save it. There's no, oh, you need to put me whichever way. And then, that was literally the only time where it was called upon. And then every time when we have a corner, before I was really nervous. Every time we even when we had Mendy in goal, we were really shaky. We looked really shaky on corners. I don't know. Maybe that was because the whole team was not confident. Usually, when you look at teams that are fighting for relegation or teams that lacking confidence, the one thing that they do a lot is concede a lot of set pieces and goals from corners. And then you could see that under Tuchel, when Mendy was playing, we were really, really shaky when it comes to collect the ball for corner, for crosses. But with Kepa yesterday, it was good even against Palace. You can see him punching the ball far. He's not dilly-dallying on the ball. When he has the ball, he kicks it long. His pass accuracy wasn't the best yesterday, but the intention was there. It wasn't as bad as Mendy. Like, he doesn't put the ball. Sometimes Mendy kick the ball in danger area, and then that leads to a counter-attack. But at least when Kepa misses the ball, he goes for a throw-in. That's what you want from a goalkeeper. If you're not going to find your target, at least let the ball go out for throwing, rather than kicking the ball and then it goes to an opposition player. As you can see with the Milan keeper, who was nervous, who was lesser quality than Kepa, every time he had the ball, he looked shaky, and I think a couple of times he kicked the ball to a player. So yeah, I'm impressed with Kepa. This is not to say, oh, now Kepa is like the best keeper ever, but he's on the right track, because
I want competition. I want Mendy to push him.
I want Mendy to start. But right now, I'll be honest, I want Kepa to carry on. I want Kepa to play against Wolves. I want Kepa to play against AC Milan in a return game. I don't know where Mendy's gonna get his game time. But whenever
simple as that.
He has to. I think there was time where I felt like Mendy was maybe too, I don't know, use the word arrogant, but maybe he was too complacent. He probably thought, right, I'm the number one keeper here. Whatever I do, I'm always going to play. But I think this is
or maybe, like Gopo argued on the panel here, probably he lost, or was it Emperor? He lost the hunger that he joined Chelsea with.
We look at Mendy, look at his story. I mean, Mendy has an amazing story, like his journey from wherever it was to beat Chelsea #1 and play in a Champions League final. That's amazing. But you could tell, like what the guy was saying, maybe he lost that, the hunger that made him.
That he came with, yeah.
But I think now this is like a reboot that he needs. It's the same thing with Koulibaly. I felt like obviously Poster didn't play him for the first 2 games. The questions are, does he fancy him? I think sometimes players that were guaranteed a spot by the previous manager, sometimes they need this sort of like reboot. But this is not to say he's going to come in and walk straight away, take the number 1. No, he's as it stands now, we just have to admit that Kepa is the number 1 keeper. And then Mendy.
And it's important to add the word now to the end of that sentence. Exactly, it makes sense. Exactly. Yeah.
Before people clip you and say, "Oh, yeah, you think Kepa is better than Mendy now?" As of now, I'm more confident with Kepa. But yeah, Mendy may turn this around. We'll see.
And we're Chelsea. We shouldn't, again, stoop so low to the level of saying, okay, we have one number 1 goalkeeper and the other one is just. It does, that argument then actually really did infuriate me. But we all have entitled to our opinion. The argument that, okay, Mendy should just stand between the stick. Even they're practically saying then, even if he likes, let them kick the corner kick, the dead ball into our own post, he still starts. That's how you handle the goalkeeping position. Competition everywhere. I loved it when I heard that from Potter. It makes a whole lot of difference for me. Again, here, let me just, Kachila, in case you need to make another edit of Kepa's picture in the official web. Yeah, again, except if I'll find that one from the platform that I use. Maybe if edit it helps me escape copyright issue, I'll try it, because I've seen that picture too. But thank you for that suggestion. Yeah, I'll try it. Chelsea, Dan, again, I agree with you, but Kepa showed us some class yesterday with his distribution, not just yesterday. And on that, Thomas Tuchel overall, Kepa didn't do anything wrong. The only thing people will still bring up to fault him was that goal he considered from Talisman, which Jorginho was pointing, which he should have stopped, try to stop the guy in the first place. With Auba scoring every game, Broya would not start. I don't think that's the case. Auba will be rested. And again, he's not 17, 18, 20, 22 or so. I think he'd be rested. Broya will get his chance, and I hope he opens his own account too. Mendy needs to take a page out of Pope's playbook and be more aggressive in the box. He has the attributes to scare the heck out of the attacking players. He's tall. He can actually stunt. Again, high claims are very important. And high claims, he used it to its fullest in the Champions League final. There was a time I thought we've considered already. I think the cross, was it from Aguero or was it from, I think it was, I think maybe Aguero and Foden was the two players who was waiting for the ball. Someone else made a run down the flank and crossed it. But Mendy, his ability for high claims, he had to stop it from crossing and getting to two players, Aguero and Foden, who were waiting for the ball. But of late, he seemed to have lost it. He has the attributes to command his area quite well, but I'm not sure what has happened. Again, Mighty Blue, yes, mighty indeed. I hope we keep that going. Real Madrid would need to fork out. You're being cheap here. 3 to 500 million if they want Reece James. He is, again, in contract until 2028. Plus, I don't think Chelsea will let him go. But the thing is, again, I think would be comfortable, again, paying him more than offering him a much better contract that he's earning now when that time comes, because again, he has the abilities, to do even more. I don't think we've seen anything close to what James is capable of offering to the team, bringing to the team. Yourself, again, Broya is not a quick impact. What? Are you serious? A player, he needs a time to build a sharpness in the games. And also, I disagree with that. I think I've seen the sharpness myself already. Rodrigo, people will come for you if you say...
Yeah, no.
Oh my goodness. If we don't start Broya against, again, competitive side like Wolves, he won't know his quality. I don't think so. I think he has the quality. He will get his sense. I seriously doubt Kepa is our number one. I'm not giving it to anybody. I just want them to compete. But now, like Rodrigo said, now he's the more confident of the two goalkeepers we have, and he hasn't put the foot wrong. And you can't argue under Thomas Tuchel, he didn't put a foot wrong, really. His record under Thomas Tuchel actually is near immaculate. Again, except for that one goal.
Have you noticed maybe I don't know if it's instruction from Potter, but have you noticed we're not building from the back with the goalkeeper anymore? We're not doing as much as before, where when the center, because obviously the center back will make themselves available, so the keeper play those short passes, but we're not doing that as much.
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed that in the last the three games that we played so far. I've noticed we go long more.
Well, it all depends if the opponents are forward pressing. I think that's what I've noticed.
Okay. All right, that's probably a shout. Yeah.
All right. So here again, Bilabi Joseph says you're right. Jump out again. Broya grows into the game slowly and do not make instant impact. I haven't noticed it. Maybe I have to pay attention more. But unfortunately, with Auba scoring, he won't start. Again, we knew Auba scoring, again, becomes an issue for him, but I think he will get his chance. The games are coming in thick and fast this period. He'll get to play full 90 minutes, actually. Right now, Kepa is playing better than Mendy. No need to worry. That's our argument, and thank you. Mendy will be fine to just need them to rotate to get best of a team in that position as form fluctuates for each other. Again, that's how it is, and then that's what Thomas Tuchel didn't do. When we started seeing that Mendy was averaging one mistake per game, he didn't take him off to bring in Kepa, to say it again, to discipline Mendy, not really discipline, to maybe put a light on his board to say, hey, do better. Again, Chama Dallon, nice to see you. Thank you for finding the time to join here. Yeah, at least 180 million for Reece James. Yeah, but I don't think they'd pay that. Hi, Chama Joseph. I hope you're well. And by the way, I'm happy that we moved quickly to give him a new contract, because Madrid, we started seeing, again, the way they operate. Usually they send players to start tapping up that player they want. If they want a particular player, if that player gets injured, they send them a farewell, again, a get well message and all that. Then the Madrid players will start following that particular player. That's how they work. Before you know, the player said will start turning. Again, Kepa is in the bench again most of the season. Let him enjoy his chance to be number one. Again, if Mendy comes back tomorrow and even better, I take it, and that's what I want to see. I don't want a situation one goalkeeper starts messing up and then he keeps coming in. I hated that. Even as much as I love Thomas Tuchel, I didn't like that at all. Again, hello there again. I am missing you. Oh, okay. Saying hello to fellow queen of the house. Let's talk about this man. And again, we should finish talking about this man before we go into the player ratings. He wasn't bad yesterday. He was better than he was against Crystal Palace, but still, that's not the best of him. I wouldn't have started him. Gallagher, again, you could say, could have provided that energy we want in that area and probably get you a goal because he has an eye for goals. Your thoughts, Rodrigo, what do you think about his name again? Mason Mount's performance yesterday. It wasn't bad overall. Again, I do.
It wasn't. In the first half, there were a moment where he mispassed the ball. Fair enough. You know when you're creative in inverted commas, you give the ball away more in the game.
Did you just say inverted commas?
Yeah, because it's not clear.
Just go ahead.
Oh man.
You're not gonna kill me. Just go ahead.
I like Mason Mount. I guess he's a polarizing guy, but I think he get a lot of stick for no reason. Sometimes I feel like he's not.
It's just hate.
I don't get it.
You can say hate in some cases. You can say hate.
The hate that he gets, I just don't get it. There's some people are so they're two extremes with Mount. There are those that are on the other scale. They think Mount is like the second coming of, I don't know, Zola or Hazard or whatever. And then on the other side, there are people that just hate Mount. Whatever it does, Mount can have a 10 out of 10 game. They'll still clown him. They'll still hate on him. Yesterday, I feel like we'll come to the rating. He had a good game. He had a good game.
He had a good game overall, but that's not his best. But let me ask you this. Being honest, I hope your neighbors are not listening because I know you live in England. You live in London. Yeah. What I want to ask is this. If you were Graham Potter, would you have started him over Conor Gallagher, or would you have started someone else? It doesn't have to be Conor Gallagher.
I would have started Pulisic. That's what I would have started.
I thought he'd start too, but go ahead.
Yeah, because I felt like Gallagher. Man, this game is a big game. It's a big Champions League game. We had to win, so there was no way I'm gonna start Gallagher in this.
You're one of those guys that if you were the coach, the young players won't get a chance. That's what I'm thinking.
Not in a game like this, no way.
When is he gonna be ready to play the big game? If you really want to say
slowly, that, like what Potter did yesterday, he brought him on. He brought him on ahead of Pulisic.
How old is Mount?
Yeah, I'll tell you. I've got a spreadsheet.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but Mount was more.
Roger is well prepared. He even has.
Yeah.
Mason Mount, January the 10th, 1999. 23 years age, 8 months and 26 days.
So you have a spreadsheet where...
Yeah, it updates every player every day. That is
okay, Mason Mount how old is Mason Mount?
So he's 23 years old, 8 months
23 years old.
days.
How old is Conor Gallagher?
Conor Gallagher. Let's have a look at Conor Gallagher.
He seriously does have a spreadsheet.
I wrote it myself.
No, but I understand. Again, it makes it easier though to access them rather than searching. But it's just funny how much time you put into.
Hey, Conor Gallagher, 6th of February. He's 22 years old and 8 months exactly.
So they're both in the same age bracket.
Yeah.
So why isn't Mount? Why isn't this game too big?
Because Mount's got more experience.
Come on, coach. Mount is a.
What's the difference? How do you get that experience? Mount got got that experience by being part of the team, playing in the Champions League final, Champions League games last season. That's how he got the experience. So my argument is given again Gallagher's, but I'll go back to him. Let him answer the question. My argument is that given Gallagher's performance, again, that 5 minutes or how many minutes, the goal and everything, you help him build on that confidence by starting him in this game. He doesn't have to finish. he will go along with. That's how you gain the experience. There's no such thing that
Sure.
a game is bigger than a particular player. Like Potter said, if the quality is there, age is nothing. But go ahead, Rodrigo, you answer. I'll go to Roger soon. And Roger, thank you for the spreadsheet. Please keep it.
Yeah.
It's going to come in handy.
For me, the game yesterday, I think I would have started Mount anyways. It's now about Gallagher. What?
Okay, it doesn't have to be Gallagher, but you wouldn't have started him. Who would you have started?
What Potter did with Gallagher yesterday, he brought him on. That was good. He could have brought Pulisic, he could have brought Ziyech, he could have brought anyone, but he brought Gallagher. So that's good.
As much as I loved Ziyech, I don't want to see him anymore. He doesn't look like he wants to be there. But go ahead.
I think for Gallagher, I think Gallagher himself, I don't think he minds. I think, come on, he's a Chelsea. I think Gallagher is one of those guys. I think he really want to make it at Chelsea, and he will perform. So giving him the minute he's got, I think that was good. And actually on the pitch, I think Mount did better than Rafael Leao. I think on the night, you could say Mount was more impactful on the game than Rafael Leao.
Do you know we nearly considered from Leao's explosive moves? Even one was close to being a penalty.
Mount also
if Fofana didn't touch the ball. Go ahead.
Mount also gave Sterling a beautiful pass. That I haven't seen Mount doing that a lot. You see that in I think it was in the first half where he gave him a defense splitting pass and then Sterling just messed it up. I haven't seen Mount doing that. Mount was more direct yesterday as well. So I was impressed with Mason Mount. He
was better again than he's been for a while, and that's a good sign. But I think one of Mount's biggest issues is that, again, we're overplaying him, even without knowing it. And plus, again, where he was deployed against Crystal Palace, to me, is an issue too, because he needs to readapt to do better in that position. Again, but that's, by the way, we'll get to the ratings soon. I don't know if I have too much... Again, yes, people, please keep liking the video. We're 62 likes now. I think we've done better than we've done for a while. If you haven't, take a second to like the video. Also, do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thank you so much now. And let me see. Leao looked average because of how great Reece James was yesterday. Leao is young and it's a great talent which is still being developed. And I think it was a proper coordination from one of the center halves and James, not James alone, but James did quite well. And even you could say Chalobah, like I think Roger did mention that, did even better in silencing him. Again, he didn't look average. You could see what he's capable of doing. Again, that's a fine function between. Look at Roger. Mickey Mouse is giving you tips on how to quickly find something.
Yeah, I did the control there.
No, I think Roger knows. We all know. It's just I was surprised at the fact, again, the length he's gone to keep information about players. Again, that's important, man. I wish I could. If I have the time to do that, I would do it because he makes it easy. I usually Google it. That's fine function. He knows. I'm sure he knows that. I'm doing good. I just realized, yes, we won. I will watch the game today. Was at work. Oh, another person missed it. But again, bills don't pay themselves, and I totally understand. Again, wait till he learns about filter option. Roger just made the day of everybody. It was funny the way you said it after Rodrigo said inverted commas. He was saying something. I think it makes the show enjoyable. Laughter is good. Kepa hasn't played enough games to yet be number one. I'm not sure. Again, there's no again under Potter. One thing I've learned from again his presser is that again there's no such in it as you being a favorite player in a certain position. If you underperform, so again the player in a better form comes in. He said that clearly. We want competition in every department, and I'm all for it. If that includes the goalkeeping position, and that was when he said that actually Leao barely had an off the ball. Again, the only complaint I've heard from most people is that again he doesn't track back. Leao. With bare amount of ball, he was doing more with it. Yep. Again, I have again always said it that Mount is too important in the sense the energy he brings in the team. That's why he often starts, even when we think he isn't. You could say he isn't ready to start, or maybe he's tired, he's mentally tired, and all that. Just because he stops scoring. I'm not counting the goals. Again, but your argument makes sense. His performance is a little low. He has amazing work rate. Again, is what makes him stand out. We cannot bench him. Again, when with that work rate, we need to actually play him, not to, play him to retirement sooner than he should. I think he played the most games this past season. In that game, the last game, it wasn't his best, but yet, again, he did better than he did in the last game. I'm going to stop reading again. I enjoy reading your contributions, but if I continue doing that, that'd be the only thing we'll do, and the show will come to an end. So, Roger, your turn. Your thoughts on Mount's performance yesterday. What do you think?
I thought he was very close from scoring a delicious goal. I mean,
oh yeah, I remember that one, but was off, unfortunately.
Because their defense stepped up, and he scored from a very acute angle that shows he's got skills. He's clinical. He does. He brings industry. He brings energy. And coach, you are right. It's like, well, if we don't play Connor now, when are we going to? But you have to understand, there are people ahead of him that are talking about Connor. People like a Mount that has experience, and this is a big game. Mason has played in a Champions League final and FA Cup finals, etc. Now, to Connor's, this is not his detriment. It's just an observation. So please don't look at it as a criticism. Connor, I think, was sent off because he tried too hard, and I think maybe
and that's very common with kids at his age.
Yeah, of course. I mean, exactly, and let's not forget these are very young individuals. These. I remember when I was their age. Good Lord, they're very mature beyond their years, but they're still young men, and we need to put that in perspective, in my opinion. So, because of Connor maybe trying too hard a couple of games ago and getting 2 yellows, I think that may have been in the back of Potter's mind. Potentially, it may not have been. I'm just theorizing there. So, such a big game, maybe he would have wanted to impart his importance on the game, and thus he could have. That was a reluctance, maybe a factor in that regard. So, anyway, getting back to Mount, I thought Mount played well. Did he reach the heights that he set for himself? Don't forget,
not even close to me.
No, I wouldn't go that far. But I thought he had a solid. So out of 10, if he usually averages an 8, 8.5, he was a 7, 7.5. I thought he was good. He was solid. He was more direct. But have a look at the way he closes down. I thought he did well. He brings energy. But then again, so does Connor. I think they're equal in that regard. So that's very good. Their industry are both on a par, in my opinion. So you do have that in your corner to say at least Connor can match him in that regard. I'd like to see Connor maybe start versus Wolves or Aston Villa, or at least come on at halftime or 60 minutes, not in the 70th or 80th minute. But I think that will transpire eventually, because we've got I think we have 9 games this month we would have played, which is a lot, So I thought Mount was at the very least solid and I thought he was good. I thought he warranted his start. I actually thought, just like Rodrigo, I thought he was going to start Pulisic instead of Mount.
We thought so too.
Yeah, I thought so too. I was shocked that he didn't. But but then again, Pulisic, with the exception of, as you said, 5-10 minutes, he hasn't impressed me that much this season. Pulisic, I wax lyrical about him. I really rate Pulisic, but listen, this is not his fault, being the fact that you're more susceptible to injuries. People recover differently from the same injuries, so that's genetics, and that has nothing to do with him as a person or effort. So I feel sorry for him in that regard. But he was, as I said, for several months or a good part of the season, our best player. A couple of years ago. He does have the potential. He just, for some reason or another, he looks like a shadow of himself. In fact, more than a shadow of himself compared to Mount. If you want to bring on those same standards with which you have done so to Mount, then you have to extrapolate those same standards and bear that onto Pulisic, because I think he's dropped even further than the bar he set previously. So I think that's a fair thing. Having said that, yes, he dribbled, and whether it was inadvertent or not, he passed to Connor to score against Palace. So He's shone and he's been a bit more direct, but just in a few minutes, does that warrant enough time to start? But actually, I did think he would start, but I guess he didn't. So
yeah, again, let me just catch up here. Rodrigo, I want to come back with a question. I don't know if you want to answer that. I want to really know what's Mount's favorite position on the pitch.
Oof.
It's debatable now, but I'm coming. Connor is not ready to be thrown into a big game like that. Again, you cannot throw Connor into a must-win game. I don't understand where this argument is coming from against Milan in the UEFA Champions League, dude. What are you saying? How old is, again, age is nothing. And that's why Potter says if the quality is there, age isn't an issue.
Yeah, but
And
he's
believe
not
me,
experienced,
I still think if he was Thomas Tuchel, he'd start him. He started him in big games. Here's the thing. Where do you expect the player to go gain the experience? In Jupiter, in Mars, or where?
in league games, in less important league games. That's where.
I honestly don't understand that argument. Again, Bilabi Joseph, I love you, bro. I get your argument, and we're entitled to argument. I sincerely do disagree with you. If Connor is good enough, this guy is the same age as James. Yeah, James, you could say, get James straight from the championship, right, to Chelsea's first team and starts performing.
Yes,
And when when the Champions League came, he started. He wasn't benched.
right.
You give you give him that opportunity.
But
I'm just saying, maybe if you're telling me the argument is, but we have Mason Mount who's more experienced, then I'd take it. If the argument is
that's what I said.
but this brother right here, Joseph is saying clearly.
But his first start wasn't in the championship in a must-win game, was it? Yes or no, sir? That's you have to draw parallels. Oranges with oranges, apples with apples, sir.
I'm not going to win this argument.
Game. No, sir.
I'm not going to win this argument. That's what I'm saying. So let me just let it go. But Bilabi Joseph, thank you for that. A good comment there. It makes us, it hits us up, and that's I like it. Everybody, again, we try to make sense of the whole thing. Siobhan Igwe says if Kante comes back before, again, the away game, we're winning. Again, if it comes back, then you can say we have proper security. Again, we'll have good screening for the back four, back three, or whatever. This is just a conversation between those in the chat. And Joseph here again says, we did. Mount was far better than Leao on the night. Again, Mount was good last night. He was good, but you can say that's not still his best. We know he can do better than that. We cannot just bench him like that. Again, he's a fit lad and can play many games. I get your argument. You make a very solid argument. This is just we're having a conversation here, a debate, and we're all entitled to our opinions. If we all agree, then we don't have a show. So Bilabi Joseph, thank you, bro. I love you, and thank you for the great contributions. I love seeing those. Mount and Georgie divide the Chelsea fan base down them. Oh yeah. Again, here's the thing about Mount. Mount is technically gifted. He's a good player. But unfortunately for him, the stereotype is on his energy. Most people don't look beyond his industry. That's one of the biggest issues he has. Again, he's technically gifted, and I think he needs to play maybe under a manager like Graham Potter will still start seeing more of what he's capable of doing, and it won't be all about his energy, the pressing, and all that nonsense. That's a stereotype that most people don't look beyond. Again, while they are actually good mates, that's argument there. I don't know what they were talking about. I agree with Roger 100%. It would also be overwhelming. Yeah, everybody now turning against me. Just go away. I'm not going to read that completely. That's like saying the league games are not important. Yeah, at least somebody's with me. Liam says that's like saying the league games are not important. It's okay to give Connor his chance. That's how I see it. But it's okay. I understand the argument. Gallagher has the quality to get the job done against any team. We have to have faith and start him in games. That would go a long way. Again, Pep Guardiola did it for Phil Foden. And we're talking Gallagher again, who has played against teams like Man City, Liverpool, and did quite well in those games. So
they were must-wins, sir.
Okay, no problem. I'm not going to win this one. I already know. People are being strict on Leao. They forget the injuries Milan had. If you play one good player with bad footballers, they will have, again, a hard time. But just to look at Harry Kane, and I get your argument. But here's the thing: a good swimmer would not, sink with the sinking ship. It still stand out. So if that's the case again for Leao too, we were able to see what a player he is, again, on occasions where he had the chance to showcase his ability. But that's why the way coming to you, Rodrigo. Let's get that one over before we go into player rating. I think we'll still have time to get that done. What is Mason Mount's best position, really? As for me, I don't know. And if you ask me, I'd say what the 8th position, which we've heard that's not his best position. People use the term midfield as his best position. So you go ahead, Rodrigo. What is Mason Mount's best position? Did we lose him? Okay.
Mute. Yeah. Okay. Mason Mount best position. That's tough. Depending on so if we play in a 4-4-3-3,
mm-hmm.
I would say as an 8, like a traditional 8. That's his position. If we play 4-4-2-3-1, I don't want him to play behind the striker, but I can't see him playing in a double pivot. So
I agree.
Like a 10, like a 10. But it's hard. It's hard because
depends on the formation.
Depends on the formation, yeah. Like when you put Mount attributes, like let's look at Mount attributes. Why? We obviously good at pressing. That's the number one thing everyone talks about, and it has good passing range as well. His long pass and short pass are usually good. He usually finds his target. Only thing he lacks sometimes is decision making, like when to shoot, when to pass. Yeah, he needs to work on that still.
I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes he shoot when he should pass. He pass when he should shoot.
Sure.
And most of his shots are blocked. So yeah. But his passing in general, like when it comes to build-up phase, Mount is quite good. I never complain about when I see Mount on the ball, I know he's gonna pass the ball to someone and the person who receives the ball. But it's just those creative passes that
he's better with the ball than Sterling.
Yeah. I wouldn't argue that against that. No. But Sterling is better dribbling. Mount is just
sure.
Mount has few dribbles that he does, and Mount is an effective player. It's like
Mount is also more physical.
Yeah, and he's a better tackler.
Yeah. Mount is he's like an efficient player. He just hasn't reached his peak efficiency yet. He's like he will do a job. Like he's like.
Even on Mount's worst day, he still brings something to the team.
Yeah.
And his energy industry and all that, yeah.
Exactly, unless it's really, really bad. But on his Mount remind me of we're always gonna make this comparison with Lampard. It's a bit like Lampard, but with more flair. Yeah, he has a bit of flair than Lampard. Like Mount's ceiling. I think Mount's ceiling will be to replicate what Lampard did in attack, like to get more goals. That's where he needs.
Mm-hmm. How about you, Roger? Before I go to IBC, who just joined the panel, what is Mount's best position?
Everything that Rodrigo said, I totally agree, because of simple fact, it depends on the formation. With a back 4-3-3, then he's obviously going to be a number 8, probably. With a 3 at the back and using 2 10s, then yes, he's going to be a number 10, which he was utilised yesterday. It's simple as that. That's how I see him. Don't forget, he is, as you said, he's still very young in his career. So
yeah, but most people don't. They don't. They just look beyond that and start judging him. I think they think it should be Ronaldo right now again, because he played the game as young as he is. He's played the game so long and so much football that people forget he's still young. But go ahead.
But they all do at that age. It depends on when you start reaching your peak, your potential. And I think he's quite a ways away from reaching his potential. Maybe he has. One doesn't know. But I have a feeling he can only get better with time, barring injuries, of course.
Mm-hmm. IBC brother again. Sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's okay. Just I think with different coaches over the years, he'll learn more and learn different things from different coaches, like a Tuchel, etc., like a Potter. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, I'm busy. Overall, again, what a game. We did the watch along together. Again, if you want to go into what you think about the game, fine. But I want you, if you did that, I want you to end with, again, what do you think is Mount's best position? And big up to you, brother. I hope you're well.
Big up, everyone. I think it's a number 8. Number 8 or number 10.
Yeah.
Not on the wide, not as a wide man, not on the left or the right, but in the middle. Maybe in the middle of like number 8 or number 10. I wouldn't put him on the left or the right. I don't think he's effective. By having him through the middle. That's if I look at his positioning, I'll put him where Ruben Loftus-Cheek played with Kovacic. He can play where Ruben played.
You're talking about a true number 10, yeah?
Yeah. He can play either of those two positions. Putting him on the left or putting him on the right, I think that hinders his ability. But he's got legs, he's got physicality. He can do those things. But if you ask me, I'll put him in the middle. I won't put him out wide. So number 8, number 10.
Okay, you want to talk about the game overall? Again, I know we did the watch along together, but if not, we'll move on to player rating. Up to you.
Yeah, how I feel. Yeah, yesterday's game was a brilliant game.
Yeah, it was. It was indeed. Again, I know how you feel even about the midfield. When I was complaining, you were happy. So, IBZ, let me start you with the rating. I want you to start rating Kepa. I'll go to Rodrigo and Roger. Your rating for Kepa Arrizabalaga, I want to know.
7.9.
Okay.
7.98. 7.8. Oh, because of the clean sheet, and he saved the goal.
So 7.8, you said?
7.5, 6, 7, 8, yeah.
Okay. Rodrigo, you go ahead. How about you?
Yeah, I'll give him a 7. I give him a 7 because I feel like his distribution wasn't as good as for that save, I give him an 8. Yeah, that save that's crucial save. Because that was toward the end of the half as well. If Milan scored that, who knows? So I give him an 8.
I'll give him 7, but yeah. He did
Yeah, and he commanded in the box as well.
And that's new to him. Again, he's commanded. He's improved in that aspect. That's something he didn't do that much before, even under Frank Lampard and Thomas Tuchel. Yeah, but I get your argument. Rodrigo, you said what did you rate him?
8.
8. How about you, Roger?
Yeah, I'm going with an 8 or an 8.5 because I thought his short to medium term distribution was excellent.
Yeah,
with his feet.
Did he do anything wrong in your opinion?
No, he put nothing. He didn't put a foot wrong. I mean, but then again, he really wasn't called into action that much. But having said that, that's even I would say an attribute to him because you have to concentrate so much when you're not. When your goal isn't being peppered as much, so
when you're cold, and then again, you need to be again. It's a Mount is very inclusive again in his play, and also playing it deep and gives him more space for his great shooting skills. Well, okay, that's a good enough argument there. Again, Odd Evans, I hope you're doing well. Nice to see you. He says again, I've read that one here. It says again, a Mendy fans talking Kepa is 8.5 for me. It's not about main defense. I think if you're really objective, you say again he deserves to be starting right now. But I get people's argument. So let me see what we have in the chat. How many samples? Again, if you haven't, take a second to like the video and also do subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. 9 votes. It's okay for me. I think he gets an 8. I think that's the average. Roger, while I'm still with you, how about Silva? Your rating for him?
I thought he was man of the match in some regards, or at least co-man of the match. I would give him a 9. I mean, I rate him so highly. I mean, without him, I think we're in deep trouble. I've said that before. I mean, to be honest with you, that's my. It's kind of a blessing.
You can say Potter recognized that quickly.
Yeah, I think because of how well he plays and consistently. By the way, that's the key term for me. You know, I know he's had a couple of non-characteristic faux pas the last couple of games. You know, as they say, the gods, they bleed, right? If you cut me, but I think he's detrimental to the fact that how we play is he reads things, and I because he plays at such a high standard, when he's not playing for us, he's like Kante. It's noticeable. So this is my biggest concern. I wrote my observations and my concerns about the game after watching it. My biggest concern was if we lose him.
Yeah, if we listen, we're in serious trouble again.
Yeah.
I hate. I'm not going to try to explain that again.
I'm not being pessimistic. I'm just being honest.
Yeah, the way he influences our play, how important he is to this team. I'm afraid, really.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm afraid, really. Rodrigo, how about you, Thiago Silva? Again, how do you see his performance yesterday, and how do you rate him? We're on the panel. We can always talk about the players. What the player did wrong, right, and why we give him a certain rating. Yeah.
Yeah. Now I feel like I gave Kepa too high of a rate. I think it should have been a 7, and then Silva an 8.
Hey.
But Silva,
sorry, too late.
Too late. Yeah.
Can't take that back.
Yeah, because this is not a game where I'll give anyone a 10. Like, no, it's not. Yeah, so 9 for Silva.
Yeah, see, I think 67% thinks it's a 9. How about you, IBZ? Your thoughts on Thiago Silva and how would you rate him?
Yeah, 8.5. 8.6. Around that mark.
Yeah.
Him and yeah.
67%. Go ahead. You were saying something.
No.
Yeah, 67% rates him at 9, so he gets a 9. But while I'm still with your IBZ Fofana, your rating for him?
It's very sad because he came off very, very prematurely. After his goal, I'll give him a 7. Easy.
Are you reducing your rating because he came off with injury? I think I've heard Rodrigo do that before.
Because of that. His rating before he came off would have probably been like a 7. 7.2.
So now you're rating him.
I've still rated 7.2, 7.3. It can't be an 8. He didn't finish the game. So it will be 7 because of the goal. His goal opened up the game. So it's a 7 for me.
Wow, yeah. I'm not going to do that to any player. Rodrigo have done that before. Okay, Rodrigo, your turn. Tell me you're rating him a 3 because he got injured. You've done that before on this panel. I didn't know IBZ does that too.
No, I'm not gonna do that. I think
a lot of people do that, and I don't understand that judgment really. It's just me that feels like it's. I think it's not fair. He didn't break his own, injure himself to get up by himself. But go ahead.
Yeah, but he left the pitch. But yeah, he's
Oh my God.
Yeah, he used to say, yeah, just keep it to yourself. He left the pitch. Just go ahead.
What I like about Fofana is he, in all the games that he's played, he always starts shaky, like he makes maybe 1 or 2 mistakes, but he grows into the game. You can tell he's a very, very good player. And even yesterday, he started a bit, but I give him a 7 as well. I've said 7 for Fofana. It was good. It's such a shame because I feel like he's the only player that I'm comfortable seeing him in a back 4 and as well as in a back 3. Because I feel like against Wolves at the weekend, we should go to a back 4 to save Silva. So I don't think Silva should play that game.
I think he should be rested. But again, who I think probably for you could say Koulibaly is the most equipped to lead that back line comfortably. He's good on the ball, and again, I enjoyed watching him yesterday. But let me I can't plug in Fofana now until after Roger speaks. But already, I just speak what I'm seeing in the chat. But go ahead, Roger. Fofana, his performance overall, and how would you rate him?
Well, let's put it this way: when he took his goal, he didn't blast it; he placed it with his instep. So he showed that he was quite composed on the ball. For a defensive player, that speaks volumes because most forward-thinking players do not do that. They panic. So you have to give him kudos for that. A couple of times he dribbled the ball and got caught, but I thought he was rather well. I don't subscribe to that theory. He didn't end the game, so therefore we deduct points. I give him an 8 because of the.
Oh, so you're with me. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
So you give him an 8.
Yeah, because of the way he finished. that goal. He was clinical. He didn't panic. He placed it. That was for a young player who's a defensive-minded individual. I thought he did very well indeed. And then playing as a defender, I thought he was excellent.
Yeah, I think he did well. But like Rodrigo mentioned, a couple of occasions where he tried to overdo it, he lost the ball, and we nearly conceded from one. But overall, I think those in the chat thinks a 7.5 is what he deserves, which is pretty much what everyone rated him. So again, let me just quickly catch up on the chat and put a 7.5. I already have it there. I'm going to come back to you again since I'm still with you. Thiago Silva is an amazing player, and even better as a captain. That's what I'm thinking. I hated it that the armband switched. Why? But probably because he's a humble individual. Maybe he decided just to give it to Jorginho out of respect.
He's the vice captain, isn't he?
Yeah, but if I were Jorginho, I'd say keep it.
Yeah,
honestly, out of respect for him too. Again, he's more experienced than him, older than him, and all that. And at this stage, Silva is 9.9. He gets better as, again, the older he gets. Fofana just needs a string of games to adjust, and hopefully he stays fit. More importantly, it even says again, Diego Costa is howling at the full moon, waiting for us. I think he's going to be a handful. As much as I want him to start fighting and also in the Premier League, I hope he falters that day. Fofana had a moment against a bigger Leao in the box. Again, it made me really nervous, but he handled it. That last-ditch tackle, if he missed the ball and got Leao's leg, it would have been a penalty, no doubt. So while I'm still with you, Roger, your rating for Koulibaly, can tell us what you think about his display yesterday and why.
I was seriously nervous the first couple of minutes with Koulibaly. I had flashbacks. And I love the fact that he resembles Rudiger, the way he matches up with a forward-thinking player where he'll play tight to him. But then again, Rudiger was like this, if you recall. He was very aggressive and overly aggressive.
It was too raw.
Yeah, and then when they were talking about bringing in this VAR, I was thinking, oh my Lord, Rudiger's going to get so many red cards because he was getting away with a lot of stuff. And I'm having flashbacks with this chap. Not so much as aggressive as Rudiger, but some of it is for an experienced player of his quality. A little bit too aggressive, and maybe I wouldn't say naive. That would be harsh. But I just think he's giving too many. He's leaving the line a bit, and he's trying to face up with someone, and he goes in needlessly. But it's early in his experience for playing in this team and in the Premier League. But I got really nervous at first. I was thinking, don't get carded, don't get sent off. But he settled down and he did well. He didn't put a foot wrong. But having said that, he wasn't really tested that much in the second half, was he? For all intents and purposes. And
I think because overall we did good at stopping Milan as a team, as a unit, rather than again.
But I think also they didn't show up. That's just my opinion. They let me down.
Here's the thing. I think they showed up. I think they showed up. I think their manager. I think they were started. So again, when it comes in terms of our approach, they weren't expecting us to play the way we did, and the approach probably was different from what they were expecting. Honestly, in terms of Koulibaly, yes, he seemed shaky. He was a bit shaky from the start, but he grew into the game.
I agree.
And his approach, you could say, was one of the reasons why Madrid, Milan struggled. He was physical. He was getting at them. That can go a long way in causing the opposition to underperform. But go ahead.
Coach, I think their mindset, mentioning their coach, I think their mindset was a bit Mourinho-esque. We're playing away. We want to come back with a point. I think that's what they played for. And when they conceded, I think their game plan was out the window. But I agree with you because he did register physicality, and that registers in the back of their forward playing minds. I agree with you in that concept. But he did grow into the game, and he played the way I expected him to play. But Sorry?
He will end up doing better than Rudiger because you could argue he's also more technically gifted, and you could argue
Oh
a
yeah,
more
definitely.
intelligent player, actually.
He is more gifted than Rudiger, especially technically with both feet. I agree with you on that. I give him
Yeah.
I'd say I give him a wow, that's a tough one. Between the 7 and 7.5. I'm trying to think which one. I give him a
Okay.
7. I give
Koulibaly.
him a 7.
Yeah.
Koulibaly.
Okay.
Just quickly again, Koulibaly forgot he played for Chelsea instead of Napoli in those first 5 minutes. You're talking about how physical he was then. Koulibaly is probably trying to. No, I'm not sure. I think he's
No.
more experienced than that. I think Potter knows what he's capable of doing. Even though he's 33, he's not the quickest, but he has good acceleration in him. Again, I think he will come good eventually, and we've seen what he's capable of doing. Kronic again was weak. You think again? Koulibaly he helped me nervous again at the start, but like I said, he grew into the game. I think Koulibaly is having a confidence. I don't think that's the case. He was able to orchestrate some good passes, some brilliant switches from one side to the other, and he's good. I think with time, again, he will come good eventually. Also, I think he needs to be more agile and balanced to be able to dominate in the Premier League. I am okay. Yeah, okay. Koulibaly will take time to gel. He's gelling already again, but I get your argument, Chama. There, I think he will be good for us. Koulibaly was excellent. Excellent. I thought the same too. He started again a bit shaky, but he grew into the game. His passes were top class. Yep. Again, more vertical passes actually than he and Thiago Silva had more vertical passes than our midfielders did, if you ask me. They were hoping to absorb the pressure and break with Leao, but it didn't work. Yep, I think they were started by our approach. It was a tactical battle that Potter won. It wasn't the prettiest. That was probably good because of the tactical approach. Reece didn't venture forward that much, same as Ben Chilwell. Probably because they had a handful during the game, and it worked. So yeah, I agree. Rodrigo, your thoughts on Koulibaly and your rating for him?
Yeah, I'll give him a 7 as well. Yeah, the first few minutes, I agree with Rogers. Yeah, I was so nervous. Like, he should have been booked. Actually, he was lucky to escape without any yellow, and that was good because I remember an AC Milan player that just made his first foul and he straight away was booked. Yeah, and I think Koulibaly is not a left side centre back. He's in a back three. I think he's more of a middle centre back. It doesn't give you the attacking bit that Rudiger used to do, like when he step into midfield or drive with the ball. Koulibaly is more, if he plays like where Thiago Silva was playing, he's more like that. He'll control the ball, he'll break the line with his passes. But I think to play in a back three, he's more defensive, right? Because sometimes, in a back three you can switch that into a back four, depending on the centre back that you have. But with Koulibaly in there, you can't expect Koulibaly to play like left back, no way, or Koulibaly to overlap or to underlap the way Rudiger used to do.
I think he should start centrally for us.
That's his game. Koulibaly's game is a controller. I don't know, maybe now he's trying too hard, but I think once he grows into his own and into the league, you will see his quality shine. He's actually, we're lucky to have him now, as now Thiago Silva hasn't left the club yet, because then he's able to. I think he's the one that will transition in that Thiago Silva position. And
seamlessly.
Yeah. He's that good. He's that good on the ball. He's very calm. I wouldn't put Rudiger in the middle of the back three, for example, but I'll happily put Koulibaly there.
That's a really good point.
Yeah, IBC, how about you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, crystal clear.
Okay, just in case it refreshes me. But yeah, Enforcer yesterday was doing what he does, enforcing stuff, not being shy with these tackles. People say, oh, he's too rough, but I'm sorry, man. A defender's a defender. It's either you're going to get a rough guy or you're going to get a flimsy guy. And I think you want the former rather than the latter. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I do understand. It does look a bit scary when he went in on him.
Yeah, it looks like we lost IBZ.
So I'm like, yo, calm down a bit. Cooley used his brain to kind of, but I feel that guy was being, he was on it. He wasn't shy. This is Kalidou Koulibaly. This is him. And I don't think we should ever want to shy away from his major characteristic, which is not shying away from tackles, aggressive. We saw it against Everton, his first game against Everton. And we were like, oh, he's probably... Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
We saw it against Everton and we were like, oh, he's probably not settled in. Yeah. No. He's settled in. This is him. This is Kalidou Koulibaly. I am not Antonio Rudiger. I am Kalidou Koulibaly. This is my game. And I'm for it. He needs to add his personality. He needs to be in his shell. Obviously, not lose your head and go into tackles where it may seem as a red card. It's happened before. But same way, I wouldn't fault his performance. The performance was really good. Came back into the side and showed why he needs to be in the side. I'm happy that he is here. I'm happy that he may be the one to replace Thiago Silva in the long term, and I'm all here for it. I'm actually here for it. He did very well.
He's capable of doing that.
I like his signature. He's so ruthless in those, so aggressive in those slide tackles. You'll think the referee's going to give a straight red card. But I believe that's his game. That's who he is. That's what makes him him. And he times it very well in a way where, it just looks hard on the eye, but it's actually a clean tackle. Obviously, we will argue with VAR and these people. They may see it different and, we might be punished for it. But, I rate his game, man. I rate his game. I'm not worried at all. Not at all, man. Not at all.
I think that guy... let me just get it. There's one interesting comment in the chat here. When I think you make a good sense there. Again, it's who he is. Maybe he will become a little bit more. Again, when he adapts to the Premier League even more. Again, it would start to highlight those things less and less as we get to understand that's how he plays. Most of the Milan players will be back next week for the reverse of fixture. So we have to play better. Yeah, we have to. Plus, they're in front of their home.
I wanted to say, I just want to say, there was what annoyed me was the arrogance of our pundits when we played Milan. We are not. This is what I'm saying, man. And this is the narrative in England. We are not humble, and this is why we fail internationally. This is why we fail with English managers. This is why we just have to hire foreign import to give us the brand we are. We were so arrogant against pundits in the media were so arrogant, saying AC Milan were poor, AC Milan were woeful, AC Milan I don't know why they deserve to. You don't play a Champions League tie like that, and it was not sportsmanship. We're forgetting that this team have lost 9 first-team players, 6 to 9 first-team players, including their goalkeeper, was not playing. So if they're losing so much players, and we got a win, which is happy. We took the opportunity to take control of it, and we did that. But I don't think we should dismiss AC Milan, because what happens next week if they come back harder for revenge? So I think we need to have a lot of humility surrounding this fixture, because I was hearing the pundits just talking rubbish on AC Milan as if to say this is the game plan they wanted to come into. And I've just felt a bit, and this is the same narrative that gives us arrogance, and the same arrogance that takes us into international tournaments. And this is why I believe England will not do well this Qatar, but that's another discussion because of the arrogance. But again, I just want us to be very humble. Like the comment just said, they will have their full 11 next week. I spoke to my mate as well. We'll have their full 11 next week.
But IBZ, from the players that played yesterday, who's that? I know Mike Mignon didn't play. I know Theo Hernandez. I don't think he will play the return game either. I think his injury is quite long term. Yeah, but those guys, I've watched AC Milan, but Tonali and Benacer, I think they're the number one players in midfield. I feel like we dominated them in that area. They had the attack. If you look at the attack, they had everyone. They had Leao. They had Giroud. I don't know who else was missing from their attack.
Giroud was seriously ineffective yesterday.
Yeah, that's Giroud. Yeah, in a game like that, yeah. I was happy he played. I knew Thiago.
I'm not taking anything away from our point because we did what we needed to do. Like Coach was saying yesterday. Coach was saying that he wasn't really happy with the midfield. Like, hang on, mate. this is the actual job. We've actually done a job. But again, after coming
I
from
don't
that,
think,
yeah,
I don't think Milan are missing that. I think the players that are missing from Milan, they're not. It's not like they're not like wow.
they're not game changers. You don't reckon?
Yeah. The
You
only
don't
one I
reckon?
can say,
My mate was making me understand that we missed those injuries yesterday. He was at the game. He's a good friend of mine, AC Milan boy. He was telling me we missed a lot yesterday. He was also telling us our atmosphere, and I saw it again on Twitter. After he told me this morning. And I had to ask him. I said, "Look, what you were right." He said that our atmosphere yesterday was absolutely shocking, absolutely shocking. He said to
Shamefully.
me,
It's invariably like that, though.
you will think AC Milan were the winning team. He said, and I saw it as well. You saw AC Milan in this thing. I think, hang on, what is wrong with our atmosphere? Why are we like this? Can't we just put some energy in? But hey, that's another one. But in terms of that second leg, I don't want us to have this arrogance. I want us to be very humble going into that second leg. Very humble. Because that thing can change very quickly.
Exactly.
Yes, take the positives from the last game, because it was a very, very good performance. The first time this season I've seen a team of our caliber play with a good result and come away with the 3 points. Not play with play good performances and come off with a draw or loss, but add the good performance to a win. So that was the first time I saw that. First time I've seen probably a clean sheet since the beginning of the season. First time I've seen back-to-back wins. I mean, wow, we're in a new era. So I just hope we can build on that. I hope we're not going to be arrogant on Tuesday. Oh yeah, we beat them last match, so because it's going to be a totally different ball game. Their home support is going to make us hear what it feels like to be away from home. Because if Chelsea didn't do it, they will. So I would like us to build us. I think we will. I hope Kante's back. That would just
let me catch up with those again in the chat. Again, we'll move on with the rating. Again, 5 years or so, what game are we talking about? Koulibaly cannot play in the middle. He has not Silva quality. Nobody's saying he's the same as quality. He has the same quality as Silva. We're just saying he's the most equipped, the most experienced to be able to lead that back line. He's capable of, orchestrating, breaking the lines with his passes, even from the defensive line. He's a good passer of the ball. He was okay yesterday, not amazing. Again, like I said, he was shaky during the game started, but overall he did a good enough job. Like IBC said, all the players that did the job. It was a professional performance. The only positive of yesterday was scoring 3 goals. I had issues with the midfield too, but we all see things from different lenses. Nobody's saying Koulibaly is, even before we signed him, when we're about to sign him, the videos are there to confirm that. I've always argue, as much as I think he's capable of leading that back three centrally, if it's a back three, when Silva isn't playing, something would change because they're 2 different type of players.
Coach, don't mind him. Coach, don't mind him. He's Boogeyman. Boogeyman is always...
No, I know it's Boogeyman, I know.
So it's negative.
So what I'm saying is this, my point is, again, he's a good player. I'm not saying he's the same. He's a good player. Thiago Silva is a good player, but they differ in some aspects. I think if Thiago Silva isn't playing, he's the next guy that's capable of leading that back line comfortably. Again, people, please like the video. We're 74 likes. Let's try to get it to 100 likes by the time the show ends. If you haven't liked the video, and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Koulibaly can play in the center. He is reliable. That's it. Exactly. Nobody's saying he is Thiago Silva or will play Thiago Silva. No. Robin just says Koulibaly was crap. What is wrong with you all? Here's the thing. Even if you're saying he's not crap, you don't say what is wrong with you all. You have your opinion, I have my own. You have your right to express yourself, to present your counter argument. I don't think it's right to say what is wrong with you all. I don't think so. It will come across to insulting to some people. Again, am I insulted? No. Because you have every right to express yourself, but I don't think it's right.
Goes, he was crap. How crap can someone be to keep a clean sheet?
If you say he's crap, that's your opinion. But you don't tell others what is wrong with them because they think he did well.
I know the analogy he's using. I know that he doesn't understand the thinking that we're thinking. So I know the context he's using. Koulibaly was crap. What's wrong with you all? Well, listen, mate. If you saw the game, you saw that Koulibaly actually put in a shift. Yeah,
he did.
Starting within the first 2 games. His first game started in 2 games, a bit rusty, a Champions League must-win game against a team that has momentum, albeit they have injuries. I think we did well. If you check the ratings, your crap, it results to a 7.4 and above, mate. So
Yeah,
if you want to use
he
another
did
word, then
well.
it's
No,
crap.
again, I'm not gonna lie about that. He did well. I think we all know
Not
that.
exactly the most constructive criticism.
Yeah, not exactly the most. Nothing concerning. It was just yeah.
How was that crap? If you keep a clean sheet and if you go all over the ratings,
No,
you're
but
more than 7.5.
yeah.
How was that crap?
Like I
on,
said, George, you're entitled to your opinion, but don't say things that will make others sound stupid. If we all agree, then we don't have a show. Again, this win is good, but I'm not going to start celebrating as yet. It's not over yet. We have a lot of work to do. We have to win our 3 remaining games to cement a place in the round of 16. Even drawing the next one, we still have serious problem. I haven't seen the defensive chemistry that we had last year. It hasn't. It will take time. You remember we had 2 new defenders playing yesterday. Again, this win is good, but we have to get better. We will, exactly. It's not perfect. A lot of people were worried, and it showed yesterday. Yep, it wasn't a perfect performance. It wasn't spotless. Koulibaly and Chilwell didn't work much because of Kronic and Dest being asleep. That's how you see it. Ampadu should come back and take over the position. I think Ampadu is also capable of fulfilling that Thiago Silva role, leading from the back, especially in the back 3. I have seen enough of Koulibaly to know he cannot play that Thiago Silva. I think he can. You can't just jump to that conclusion until he plays there. I'd rather the day we played against Zagreb, it was a mistake to start Fofana centrally rather than Koulibaly. Experience comes into play in terms of leading from that central position in the back 3. Experience, your technical ability, your ability on the ball, and your ability to read the game. He has all those. Like I said before, even before we signed him, if he starts centrally and Thiago Silva isn't playing, we'll be missing something, but he'll still be able to do good job there because he has the experience, the technical ability, the passing ability also. I'm not saying he's the same as Thiago Silva. They're 2 different types of profile of players. You can see that the team is getting better, but we're not at the level we need to be yet. Oh, that's very clear because also against a well-drilled PSG, Munich, or a City, again, in our current state is societal. I mean, I guess you could say that, but if we play teams where we can find spaces, I'd enjoy that better than when we play against teams that defend deep, actually, no matter how bad you think we are right now. But that's, by the way, IBZ, your rating for James and why? Do we still
Reece
have
James.
IBZ? Yeah, go ahead.
Boy. Assist, a goal, defensive output. Got to give him 8 points. Assist, a goal, a defensive shift. I mean, that's an 8. That's an 8 and above for me. I mean, do you give him a 9? Yep. Yeah, give him a 9.5, 9. Yeah, he smashed it yesterday. I mean, it's Reece James, isn't it? I mean, Rio highlighted it, yeah. I know a lot of people are going to be doing the England comparisons because obviously we're so near to Qatar. But in my opinion, yeah, humbly, yeah, he just edges Trent Alexander-Arnold. He just edges him. And that's because he just edges him. I'm hearing feedback. Sorry, who's that? We've got a lot of feedback coming back.
I wouldn't say just, but go ahead. Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead. I can't hear any feedback. Maybe it's just your end, but go ahead.
Wow.
I hear interference.
Yeah. I feel he just edges Trent. I'm not gonna sit here and disregard Trent Alexander-Arnold. I'm not gonna be that guy because that guy is next level in his position. Reece James, however, is an all-rounder of what Trent can do. Going forward, coming back, defending, whatever. Obviously, yesterday proved that this guy is too solid for anyone. Like, he can put anyone in his back pocket in his day. Anyone. And right now, he's just leading the line to become the best right back in the world. Obviously, he has contenders. Hakimi, Trent, obviously himself, and I forgot the other one.
Honestly, defensively, I think he's better than Hakimi.
Yeah.
Again, yeah. No, but
Hakimi is awful defensively, if you ask me. But go ahead.
I hear you. But in terms of that right back role now, that role, Yeah, that's it. Cancelo. That's the last person I wanted to add in there as well. Don't like he's just part of a conglomerate of good right backs, and I'm just so happy that a player of our own, an academy product, is actually, a supreme right back. He's not a part right back or a right back that has potential. He is actually a world class right back, and he knows that, which is why you might see a bit of arrogance from him at times, or him trying to be the aggressive by pushing the guy or annoying the referee. He knows that. The only other question is for him to stay grounded. But there is no question. This guy has the ability. He sits up there with Hakimi, Trent, Cancelo. He sits up there, top right backs in the world, probably top 5 in any order you want to put it.
I think you have to throw Walker into that also. I like Walker.
I like Walker, but we're in the new age. Walker's
I agree.
In the new age, this new generation, Walker.
Well, the torch is passed, isn't it?
The torch is passed. Even when Walker had the torch, it didn't really. It wasn't really on.
He didn't really get there. He didn't really get that. It wasn't really.
It was just the fact that he's just like, okay, Tottenham good right back. Man City, obviously you're on a stacked team. His levels went up. Good. He's a solid right back.
But he maintained his speed into his 30s.
No.
Which is
yes,
incredible.
and he has maintained that level, and he has maintained it for quite some time.
Yeah.
But the new generation of right backs coming in, that Reece James, Trent, those two, especially Reece. Oh my God.
I'd take Reece over him. Yeah, I agree.
No, I'll take Reece over.
And I'm not being biased. Let's say Reece played for Liverpool and Trent played for us. I would still pick Reece. I'm being honest.
Let me tell you something. Yeah, I believe these guys are too good to keep them at right back. That's just my humble opinion.
I think Reece.
I don't know who's going to do it.
I'm sorry.
I don't know who's going to do it.
In midfield.
Yeah, both. Why am I keep talking about?
Let's just be honest. The moment you move him into the midfield, he's not going to be as good as he is. We wouldn't know. But while
Trent used to play midfield as a youth, he's good. He's very.
He did that for what's the championship team? He played defensive midfield role for
He's good.
Wigan.
Yeah.
Oh, Reece did that.
No, I'm talking about Trent did. Trent played in.
Why I mirror this?
Trent can play midfield.
Yeah, he can. He
can.
Nah. Trust me, he can. I mirror this, where I mirror this is that I mirror it from the great Joshua Kimmich. Kimmich is that same fold. Reece James, Trent Alexander-Arnold are in that same fold. They can go from right back to midfield and easily push.
High praise indeed, yeah.
I believe Reece James could be a provider from midfield as well as Trent. In the case of Reece James, though, I believe, I don't see him in the next 15 years being still a right back out and out. I see him evolving to a centre midfielder, a messiah, someone that can be an attacker as well as a defender. Bro, the future is bright for him. That's all I'm saying.
Rodrigo, you're waiting for James.
Yeah, I'll give James a 9. Reece James, what more can we say? He's a very good player. I'll be more controversial. I think like Reece James is a very good right centre back. To be honest, this guy is good everywhere. But
he lacks air. Really, that's why I'm concerned whenever.
That's the one. Yeah, that's the one. You can't. Yeah, you're right. You can't play him right centre back. You can play him right centre back if your right wing back is so attacking. Nah. You're right. Yeah, forget that. You will waste his potential. And I think even in the back four, Reece James he's just too good. He's too good. He's way as it stands now. Is way better than Trent. But obviously,
I think the only thing that tames Reece in the games is the manager's instructions to be cautious how he attacks.
Yeah,
that's the only thing that tames him in the game. Yeah, go ahead.
Remember one thing Reece James used to do under Lampard and early Tuchel? He used to pass the ball back a lot, and it used to annoy me so much. But now you see, he looks forward most of the times.
That started changing under Thomas Tuchel.
One thing I've noticed that now is sometimes he's back pass to the goalkeeper, and you need to be careful sometimes. Even so he had the ball back to Kepa a few times, or even against West Ham when he just passed the ball back to Mendy. Maybe sometimes you just have to maybe clear it for a throw-in. Just don't go back to the keeper in certain situations.
I have to agree. His back passes scared the heck out of me.
Yeah, it's scary. Even yesterday, there was one, he headed the ball back. He went for a corner. I was like, come on, Reece. Just put it for a throw-in or something. If all your passing lane are cut off.
He's young. He'll learn, right?
Yeah. But he's one-on-one. This guy he's a one-on-one monster. Like, no one dribble past him, and he enjoys it. And I love the fact that when you watch Reece James outside football, like obviously when we see his videos or whatever, he looks like a shy, reserved guy. But on a pitch, he is wow,
Man possessed
arrogance, which I like. I don't want him to change and take that away. I want him to play with the arrogance, thinking, yes, I'm the best, and I'll show it. And
I wouldn't call it arrogance. I call it swagger.
Yeah, that's swagger. Yeah. He needs it. I think he's one of them players that need it. He need it. And if you see like the Everton game, his worst game this season, he didn't have it. He looked heavy. He looked lethargic. But ever since then, my God, the best player that's ever come from the academy since
John Terry.
Yeah, Roger, how about you?
I give him a 9.
Sorry, Rodrigo, were you still talking?
Oh no! I was done. I was done. Yeah, I give him a 9.
All right, go ahead, Roger.
I would give him a 9 also. My only concern is we need a backup to him ASAP.
A competition. I would. I wouldn't say backup. Backup.
Sorry. That's finally. That's a bad word. Yeah, that's a. you can kick me out the chat.
Roger. Go ahead, brother.
He needs competition. You're right. We need depth because I'm worried about what happened to him. I believe it was last year, muscle injury, calf, because of being overplayed. We have to use him more judiciously. Of course, he's not 38. I understand that, but you don't want to lose one of our top players because we've overused him. We don't want to lose him for that. So for certain games, like I hope, like any Wolves fan or anyone else, the lesser teams, and I mean that most respectfully, but when we play them, he shouldn't be playing either 90 minutes or at all. That's where that's where depth comes in. And so, it'll be hot. I mean, don't forget we lost both our wing backs last year, right? And we felt it, and we lacked depth, and that's what I can see our downfall this year potentially being. So we have to use him more judiciously. But yeah, as for him personally on the field, I liked his, shall we say, small amount of petulance sometimes. I like that. I like his, his swagger. But he's solid, and I think it was Rio Ferdinand gave an observation that they made an adjustment at halftime. As soon as second half started, wow, he was really physical, up close and imposing.
Which was what Koulibaly recognized he needed to do all game long, and he did it. So some people are saying he's crap without paying attention. It was a tactical approach right to it.
Yeah, exactly. No, and I think he took that mantle from him in the second half. It was a noticeable different approach, and Kante's our best player in my opinion. I'm talking about outfield players, and then I'd say Silva. Then I would put him. I'd put him as he's definitely top 3 outfield players. He really is.
We only have 3 world-class players. That's James, Auba, and Kante.
Yeah, Robin here says again. Let me catch up with some stuff I have here. I'll come back to you, Roger. To you again. Your turn for again. It's Ben Chilwell this time. His performance yesterday. Why you rate him? But let me catch up with the chat. Any player realistically can play in any position on the field, but the point is how well they adapt and manage that.
I'll be back, guys. Okay. If I'm not back, I'll just be in the chat.
Okay, Jean-Paul, you sound like an English teacher right there. We have Robin Judge says we have conceded goals due to Reece's mistakes last and this season as well. Back passes, OMG. Yeah, his back passes scared the heck out of me. I've said that before. But that's, by the way, again, I think he would change over time. But what a player he is for us, and I'm glad we have him tied down for a long time. Everyone can sing, but no, not everyone is a singer. Yep, again, that's a good way to put it. Roger used the forbidden word backup. No, but he caught himself immediately. We don't use backup here. We want competition, at least, and we use the term competition, which is better. We don't want a situation where the starting player gets injured and the whole team, the things start going down south from that point onward, which was the issue we had last season. We had, Chile on the left and Reece on the right, firing on all cylinders. And we were at the top of the table, actually. But boom, the moment they both got injured, things started going down south because we had Alonso to come in for, at least Alonso tried to come in for Chile. And for James, we didn't have proper replacement. We didn't have proper another player who's capable of, even if you do it differently, at least do a good enough job. So that's why, again, we don't use the term. I know Roger knew, but it was a mistake too. I make that mistake too every now and then. Yeah, it makes sense. Again, great players don't need a competition. They need backup. I disagree with that argument completely. What happens to that great player? And that's why with Chelsea, we needed to have at least 2 starting players in each position. Maybe, again, if they vary in some aspects, it's fine. Which means in certain games you'd say, okay, this player is best suited for this particular game. It's still fine, but at least you don't want a situation where one is a starter, one is a backup. If the starter gets injured, then you're in serious trouble. I think Reece's replacements should be from our academy. It depends if we'll have them there. Hit the like button, people. We're at 77 likes, which means we need just 23 more to get it to 100. We haven't hit 100 likes for a while now, since the transfer window shut. I know we can do that. Again, 23 more likes to get it to 100. Let's push for it, people. Come on now. Again, Faldiazo, a.k.a. Boogeyman, my brother. Again, I'd like to get you on the panel whenever time allows. I don't know how to send you the link. We don't need a backup for Reece James. We need to diversify our sources of creativity. When he's injured, others should provide the assist. Again, that's another good argument. Again, our assist should be coming from, not just from the flanks. And my argument the last time we talked about this is that all the chances were created, again, predominantly come from the flanks and mainly on the carpet in most occasions. I think that should change. We should be able to create clear-cut chances from the central positions. But you could argue we haven't been able to do that since Fabregas and Mata left us. It's been, again, I'm not sure. Again, we need some players. Maybe is it the Armenian Russian guy? Maybe he will make a difference. Chukwuemeka and Kaside. I don't know Kaside that much in terms of his creative ability with Chukwuemeka, but I'm sure the guy they said is a mash of KDB and Fabregas. I think he'd make a difference in terms of creating chances from the central areas. Again, please like and subscribe when you enter. If you haven't, as it helps the channel reach a wider audience. Yes, we're stuck at 77 likes now, 23 more to get it to 100. Please, let's get it there as soon as possible. I just want Reece James to play like that every game in the EPL, again, and not just do one game wonder. I think he's always been there. Again, Faldiazo is on point. Yep, great point right there. And please like and subscribe if you haven't. Thank you. We should be in the position to rely on, we shouldn't, so to speak, in the position to rely on just the wing backs. Yeah, they should add to that number, but we shouldn't just be relying on them. It makes us more predictable, and that's not a good thing. So, Roger, your turn. Your rating of Benchwell and why?
Yeah, I don't. Well, well, let's put it this destructively.
You're not sure.
Yeah, well, no. I'd give him a 6 to a 6.5. He didn't contribute that much. I mean, I'm not a big fan of his. I'm not his biggest fan, I should say.
But he did his job. He got the job
done.
Yeah,
no, I get it. And I look at. I'm trying to think. How shall I put this? Yeah, he's more than adequate for the position. When we purchased him for 50 million, I was shocked. I didn't think he was worth that amount. But then again, the market's crazy anyway. He had a reasonably quiet night. I thought he played better in the second half, but you can say that across the board for all the players. I thought they played with more confidence. And I think that the opposition, I think their heads dropped. So I think that could be a factor. There are some times where when he's surrounded, if you look at James, conversely, I know he's much stronger, upper body strength, but he doesn't lose the ball and he looks up and he's able to get out of a bind. And invariably, that's not the case with Chilwell. That's my observation from him. But he does some of his forward passing and it is pretty good, and his corners are good for the most part. He's not bad. He does have strong attributes, but I don't think he was particularly outstanding, shall we say? So,
but at least, this again, I think he got the job done.
Oh,
Defensively,
no,
he was brilliant. And I think the fact that, again, if you recognize that probably it was a more of a cautious approach. Yes, we wanted goals, but the team was set up in a way, and the application seemed show that it was a cautious approach by Potter, and he did good enough job defensively. Attacking wise, I don't think they were allowed to do much in that aspect. But go ahead.
Yeah, and also, I'm not even sure how percentage-wise how much he's recovered fully from his injury. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's close to 100, but he may not be, at least not psychologically, because you get hurt. What was it against Juve, wasn't it? He got hurt, if I'm not mistaken. So, it's possible he may have psychological issues where he doesn't want to get hurt. So he may not go all in sometimes. So that could be a factor also.
Yeah, Rodrigo, how about you? Your rating for Chile and why?
Yeah, Ben Chilwell. Yeah, like I said in the first half, he frustrated me a lot. Kept losing the balls. Passing wasn't accurate, wasn't taking care of the ball as much. But in our squad, I think is for that left wing back position, is the best in that position. I say it gives you more attacking end product than Cucurella. I think Cucurella is the best left back. But as a left wing back, I still prefer Ben Chilwell. I think Chilwell is probably physically, as in he can run for the 90 minutes, but I think in terms of like mentally, maybe he's not there yet. He's much fit, but not fit as in he's back to his level. In the second half, he definitely played way better than the first half. For now, I still think Cucurella is just still ahead of him. He's still a backup for me to Cucurella. So I give him a 6.5. Actually, what did I give to? I give him a 7 as well because they play on the same side as Koulibaly, and Koulibaly didn't. In the first half, they didn't help each other that much. So yeah, 7.
Yeah, just the other things. One of the last things that Chile probably needs more time to get back to his best. That's again more game time. Not really more time. If he sits on the pitch and he's not playing, he will not come back to his best. But I get your point there. I think it makes perfect sense. Yes, Chile is our guy. It's the injuries that messed him up. I think he'll come back. And I think we'll see predominantly Cucurella left center back, Chilwell left wing back, because he's proven that he can get you more goals than Cucurella would. Offensively, I think you could say he's better in terms of scoring goals, but offensively, closer to the final third, you get more assists. We probably will get more assists from Cucurella. But that's why, again, and let's come to you, Rodrigo, while I'm still with you. How about Kovacic? Your thoughts?
Yeah, Kovacic, I'll give him a 7 as well. He did quite a few things. There's one tackle when he got a yellow card on Giroud, and then he did the same tackle again. I was like, oh, but luckily
it was a close one.
It was a close one. Luckily, he didn't connect with the player. I think otherwise, it would have been off. He got a yellow card early. Yeah, it was all right. It was all right. It was actually surprisingly, it worked better yesterday with Loftus-Cheek than he did with Jorginho in the Crystal Palace game. I think he looked a lot better yesterday.
Yeah, so, I'm still not. I said as much as I know he did well, he got the job done. Again, I really didn't like that midfield combo there. But go ahead.
Yeah, I won't blame him. It's not the best midfield combo, but he did the job.
It did the job. That's just that. It's not the prettiest, but he got the job done.
You have two identical players in the same. Yeah. He's not the best. I wouldn't in the future. It's not the pairing that I want to see.
No, it's not. Yeah, if we have a better player, and the truth remains, you could argue had Jorginho been fit enough, I think Potter would have started him with a pairing of either of the two players. But it ended up, again, they did the job, and that's what matters. Ruben Loftus-Cheek a lot more sold. Again, he was bigger. He used his build quite well to keep those guys quiet in the midfield area. But the link-up play, every other thing wasn't pretty really. But Roger, what do you think? Your thoughts on again? We're talking about Kovacic and your rating for him.
Yeah, I thought he did well. I thought he was aggressive in his tackling. I thought he turned on the ball well, as he always does. He passed forward well. I thought he was his normal good self. You know, when he came on loan to us from Real Madrid, I instantly liked his, technical ability and so forth. I've always liked him. I've always rated him highly, and I thought he didn't do anything. He didn't really put any steps forward that was incorrect. I thought he was good. Yeah, I mean, one of the tackles was a yellow. I don't think the other one was a yellow, but
Well, it could have gone either way.
It could have gone, yeah.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I rate him high. I thought he had a solid game. He was steady, Eddie. He wasn't anything spectacular, but he didn't hurt us, and he always brings this. I think the previous game he did look poor. It's one of the worst games he's ever played for us last week. So, but he bounced back and he played very well. And I thought he bossed that midfield along with a certain other chap that shall remain nameless for this.
Yeah.
But no, I thought he's good. I give him a 7. I really
he did well. He did well.
I like Auba a lot. I really do.
I think they had a job and they did that job.
Him and Kanté make an outstanding duo.
Yeah, again, it just not the two that played yesterday together. As much as it was, again, as much as they did the job, I still didn't like it that much.
I have one concern, Coach, and that's when we were 3-0 up with 5 or 10 minutes left. I would have liked to have seen Zakaria come on.
That brings to mind the argument from Glenn who a few days ago that he doesn't think Porter plays with traditional number 6s, and it's starting to make sense now.
It does. Yeah, I get it. But I would like
but Zakaria is capable of fulfilling the hybrid 8 role of 8 and 6, like Kovacic. So if Kovacic is playing, why bring him in? Because I don't know until we see.
Yellow, that's why.
Yeah, until we see. I think he will get his chance. The games are lined, coming in thick and fast, and I'm hoping the Zacharias case becomes the same as that of Kovacic. We're thinking, okay, what is this guy doing here? And boom, it will start to realize again. Kova was actually an absolute steal by us there. Again, I am glad Chichinho didn't start yesterday because Kova and Ruben gave us the rest. Okay, if that's how you see it, resilience we need again. J5 doesn't know resilience. He knows the structure and pass to the all right. Be nice out even. Again, Zakaria was coming. It all comes down to the manager, what the manager wants. So, Roger, while I'm still with you, how about Ruben? I'd see you give him a 15 if it's possible. Your boy, we know that already.
Ouch. I give him a 7.5, Coach.
A 7.5. Again, he got the job done, I think. Yeah.
And I thought he brought his physicality, like winning the aerial duels, something that J5 cannot, and that's not his fault, And I thought he did well in midfield. He won them, and there was quite a few aerial duels. And I'm going to watch the game again today, and just
it's worth rewatching. I haven't had the time to rewatch. I think it's worth rewatching. Yeah,
I shall today, and I'll observe it. I want to, because I spent most of my time watching and observing Pierre-Emerick a lot, and I wasn't really paying attention to Ruben, but when I did see him on the ball, he did very well. I was impressed with him.
Yeah,
as I said Tuesday, I wanted to see him, and I think that. But then again, I think you can say conversely that they did look good, based on the fact that the opposition looked, shall we say, less than I expected, for the most part. But having said that, they were restricted to passing backwards and laterally, sideways to sideways. I don't know. I expected a lot more out of them, but I think you can put some of it onto us also. You can put some of the emphasis and blame onto us for making them look so poor in some regards. But I honestly think they came here to visit and get a point, and that was it. They were very Mourinho-esque in that approach.
Yeah, again, but they started quite well. I must remember that again. Thank you guys again for 80 likes, 20 more to get it to 100. Let's try and get it there by the time the show ends. My brother DJ Sav 17 says, "A big up Kachila. I said we would win Reece James, absolute class, no doubt. Again, the best right back in the world by a long shot. Again, Thiago Silva in cover, superb. The whole team played well. Again, it was a job, professional job. Again, they got it done. I was worried for nothing on Kepa. Yeah, again, you have your concerns again, and it was a legitimate concern indeed. But I knew it'd be difficult for Potter to drop him, given how well he's done. And again, like I said, if we consider any goal, it comes down to the performance of the defense and not Kepa Arrizabalaga. You have every right to worry. Some people still worry about him, but all I want is Mendy to become better, come back in and take Kepa's place. If that happens, which means he's done a good job. And then I want Kepa to also keep pushing, which he's done in the past. He didn't give up, and he's gotten his chances, shown how good he can be also. So Rodrigo, your turn, your rating for again, what was the player we're rating right now? Ruben, yeah, Loftus-Cheek, and why?
Yeah, Ruben, I'll give him a 7 as well. I was impressed with our midfield pairing, the way they managed to dominate Tonali and Benacer. On paper, if you tell any Chelsea fan before the game, Benacer and Tonali, they'll probably say, oh, Benacer and Tonali are better than our midfielders. Because they are your usual, on Twitter, you always hear people going for, oh, yeah, Tonali this, Tonali that. But yesterday, I feel like Ruben and Kovacic, especially Ruben, he showed that guy levels. I feel like he played really well. So I'll give him a 7.5. It was slightly better than Kovacic.
Yeah, he was slightly better. Again, he used his build to maximum
But
effect.
sometimes what I don't like about Ruben, sometimes he overused that. There's a time where he tried to go in.
Oh, Ty would tell you more about how he overdoes it.
Yeah, he tried to barge a player, and then they nicked the ball off him. Luckily, he wasn't in a dangerous position. So he need to he doesn't have to always go in and try to use his body. He could use that from time. He need to judge when it's best to use it. He doesn't have to use it all the time. I know he stopped dribbling a lot now, which is good. He's a midfielder. Keep it simple. Yeah, you use your body sometimes, but sometimes just get the ball, release it. Not like a hot potato, but don't overuse it too much. Because I saw a few times like, oh, come on, Ruben, you're gonna get the ball nicked off you. But yeah, he showed Tonali levels. I was actually impressed with that.
Yeah. And PJ Kelly says again, I feel like Cover plays better when he's not playing. Besides, no, actually, his best game is when he's playing with J5. Two of them has an almost telepathic connection between them. But we like defensively whenever that's happening. Again, give Cover more responsibility, and you will get the best out of him. He was great last night. Again, they all did their best, but I don't think that's his best game. And here, Buck says, let me see what Buck says here. Again, J5 and Ziyech are not fast enough for the system. Again, you could argue that too. J5 is because just go away right now. And why did I even highlight it? Again, so Rodrigo, while I'm still with you, your rating for Raheem Sterling, I think Cover gets, Loftus-Cheek gets 7.5 from the chart. Again, it was it. Oh, no, I need a tiebreaker there. 38%, 7.5. Again, you said, what rating did you give him, Rodrigo?
7.5.
7.5. Roger, what rating did you give Loftus-Cheek? So 7.5, a tiebreaker breaks the tie there. So, Rodrigo, go ahead. Your rating for Sterling.
Yeah, Sterling, he did. With Sterling, what I like about Sterling is his directness. Basically, Sterling is the reputation that he has on the pitch that worry defenders. So defenders they think, oh, we need to man mark him, or we need to put a lot more attention on him, which is good, and that opens spaces for others. Sterling is he's basically a Werner with good ball control.
A much better dribbler, if you prefer.
I was about to say Sterling is the British Werner, but no, he's the English Werner. But no, Sterling is. I can't believe I'm saying this.
You're not nice. You're not really nice, but go ahead.
He's better than Werner, but he gives you the good quality that Werner used to give us. Sterling is able to do that and more. So, yeah, the only thing, obviously, I came to peace with it. Sterling, he will frustrate me in the final third sometimes. He won't release the ball. I come to peace with it. Some people haven't. That's why they're still crying about it. Yeah. So for that, I'll give him a 7 for yesterday.
Yeah, sometimes he was unnecessarily. Again, can you tell how many times he tried to cross the ball into the box? Three times, and he hit people three
I think he
times.
suffers from the main guy syndrome. I think he probably think he has to be the main guy. They need to tell him, listen, just keep it simple. We have other players in this team that can do a job. So just trust your teammate more. Release the ball.
He's been like this with every place he's played, including England. I'm sorry.
Apart from City, I think Pep tried to curb that you need to release the ball. But I think at Chelsea he probably came in because he's the big guy, he's the most paid player. Tuchel probably told him, listen, we need you and blah 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 blah. So you think he's the main guy, but you need to trust his teammate more. So
yeah, I need to see that City approach of releasing the ball quicker than trying to keep it or trying to be the one to get the chance. Again, two great chances, like Robin just said, Sterling missed two great chances, and that's not a lot. And two opportunities to have 2 assists too. He wasted time on the ball. Yeah. Again, about what's your rating?
Yeah, I'll give him a 7. A 7.
Okay. How about you, Roger?
Yeah, I'm going to go with a 6.5. Because of the fact, not so much his goal scoring opportunities missed. I'm referring to the actual passes that you had a player to his left that was, I think it was Aubameyang on one of them, that he was open, just cross it. As simple as that. And it's voila. It's the back of the net, back of the old onion bag, as they say. And guess what? It didn't transpire. He lacks technical ability, as I've always said. I'm not a big fan of his, but he does have strong attributes in other fields. So 6.5 for me.
Yeah, the chat thinks again a 7, but so he gets a 7. You know how that works.
Mummy.
Yeah, Abel says even Harry Potter cannot create the chances for Jorginho. Be nice, man. Just
funny.
Big guy. Again, Sterling works hard. I think he worked hard, but then again, I need more than just working hard. If you're playing there, again, you don't waste the chances we get. Again, release the ball on time when players are making runs waiting for you. Rodrigo, what the disrespect for Werner?
English Werner.
I'm getting what what Boogeyman is saying there. That Werner is better. Again, please like the video. 81 likes, 19 more to get it to 100. I know we can do that, but it's up to you. Raheem was the poorest of them all. Again, he was the worst performer. It was yesterday, to be honest. Again, and that miss, that delicious cross for, I think it was James. I don't know what he was trying to do there.
He should have gone with his head. He should have gone with
it would have been better, because for you to get that accurately with your feet, you'd have to jump.
Yeah.
To try to get the ball under control, of staying level at that height. But he stood again. I don't know what he was trying. But that's, by the way, he misses a lot of. He eventually hits
the old onion bag. Exactly.
Oh man, don't try to turn me into the bad guy here. But I get it. Sterling, he gets. I think I've added it a 7. Rodrigo, while I'm still with you, Mount, your rating for Mount. Be nice, please. I know you rate him high, actually.
Yeah, I'll rate him higher than Sterling. I think he was more effective yesterday. He was more effective on the match than Rafael Leao. That says something. First 15 minutes, it's frustrating me a lot. But again, like we said, for a player that's trying to create stuff, they will lose the ball more than other people on the pitch. So that's fine. So I give him a 7.5.
These are other existing capabilities that would make sense.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. I think it's at work.
Oh, 7.5. 7.5 for Mason Mount.
Okay. How about you, Roger?
Yeah, I mirror that also. He wasn't a 7, he wasn't an 8, he's a 7.5. I thought he was steady Eddie. He would have got an 8.5 had he been onside and scored from that acute angle. That showed great technical ability. And then his goal for England versus Germany, it shows that he's back.
Yeah,
it shows he's playing with confidence. He's
Roger, you noticed how direct he was. He was
very much more
direct. I saw he played a nice ball to Sterling, and then Sterling just messed it up.
He has that in his arsenal, he really does. He's a talented chap.
I hope we don't, play him, quick to retirement or overplaying him actually.
I would like to see him. I would like to see Pulisic start versus Wolves. I would like to see Sterling sit. I'd like to see Mount sit. I'd like to see, Connor start. I'd like to see these people start. These next two Premier League games, assuming that we win the first one, these players should. A lot of the current starters should be resting. A few of them, not all, but a few of them. We have depth for the most part. You must admit.
Yeah, again, we have that in most areas. I agree with you. Again, and here, Valdez says that I cannot say Sterling, again, a form has peaked. He tried a lot, but lacked a quality to finish. Even, again, he delayed, again, a period where we were expecting him to put the ball into the box quickly. He didn't. Again, Glenn, again, I figured out Rodrigo was going to say, I rate him higher than Sterling, so 7.1. Mount, again, should concentrate more on offensive role rather than shooting because he's not consistently scoring. Again, that's a good argument too. Guys, we need to talk about Chilwell and Cucurella. We need to, again, I think, again, the solution, even if we sign Vadio, isn't that difficult, actually. Again, I think if we get Cucurella playing on the left center back position, most likely, again, sometimes maybe Koulibaly starts centrally, so there's space for Ben Chilwell to play in the left wing back position again because he's good offensively. Brother, Mount and James has the most key passes in last few seasons. Yeah, again, most people don't look at his numbers. That's just the truth. Most people just jump to the conclusions that he's bad whenever he starts underperforming. Again, in those cases, I've always argued all he needed was just to rest. Mount has his moments, but still not good enough to be a starter. I love the kid, but I feel like he's lacking confidence. I think my argument is that we're overplaying him. That's how I see it. Sometimes he needs some rest. But that's, by the way, I don't know. You want to rate Mount to Tobago? You go ahead if you want to do that. Okay, Tobago, are you there? I've added him, but it looks like it's not close by. Roger, have you rated Mount?
Yeah, I give him 7.5, sir.
Okay, I'm just gonna plug in his rating. 007 again gets the lowest score.
Yes,
7.
yes.
Okay, go ahead again. You want to rate Mount?
Should I rate Mount?
Yeah, go ahead. What do you think about his performance yesterday?
I think he played well yesterday. I'm gonna give him a 6.5.
Tobacco, man.
6.5. Again, I will give Mount a 6.5. Again, what is new about Ronaldo to Chelsea rumors?
No, please, no.
I don't. And as much as I say no, I don't think it's gonna happen. Even Potter's response, I think he practically said no, he doesn't want that to happen. If you paid attention, an update from from a worrying update from my brother Tobago here says if N'Golo Kante is to leave Chelsea, he wants to stay in London. He believes, again, the Blues absolutely don't want to extend his current contract, which expires next summer. Again, what infuriates me about his situation is Thomas Tuchel's open comment saying they have to factor his injury and all that. To me, I don't think it makes sense to make that to speak about that publicly like Thomas Tuchel did. As much as I love him, those are one of the things he did that I did not like, honestly. I hope we'll keep him. Again, if he's gonna join, if he joins Arsenal again, because Arsenal will start. I don't know if I should say they'll start doing better than us, but he can make any team better. We all know that. 6.57-ish performance for Mount. Again, yes, guys, please keep liking the video. 19 more likes to get it to 100. We'll be ending soon as soon as we rate the number 9 man. These frauds fans again, please leave my club. Robin is really pissed here. Just calm down, let people express themselves. For Mount, again, I'd say, yeah, again, 7. He deserves 7.5, but he gets a 7. It's a fair rating. Again, he's not back to his best yet. He's recovering. Again, I hope we don't overplay him. We need to give him a break every now and then, as good as we think he is. Again, says again, played well for 6.5. Again, says Mount eats a fraud.
Wow.
Why?
Why? Chelsea
cute.
fans are probably the
Oh
only
my
fan base
goodness!
that attack
That's
their own
a
players.
Brockhurst.
Have you ever,
Yeah.
coach? Have you ever seen a fan base that attack their own players more than Chelsea
Yeah.
fans?
I
that
don't get
literally
it.
fight between two of their own players.
I don't get it.
Never seen-
Yeah. Again, Roger, why still with you, Aubameyang? Your rating for Aubameyang?
This is a tough one for me because
Yeah, from the start, I recall you said you didn't think
Yeah,
he did quite
I
well.
thought his output was pretty low, and I understand that's not his MO, his modus operandi. I get it.
Mhm.
But you know what? He's a pure number 9. He knows how to be in the right place at the right time, and he's for the most part clinical. I give him a 7.5. I'm not a huge fan of his, but I need to see, excuse me. I need to see more of him, to be honest with you. But I didn't really watch him that much for Arsenal. And I watched a few of his games for Barcelona. But yeah, I give him let's say a 7.5, somewhere around there.
Okay, how about you, Rodrigo Aubameyang? Your rating for him?
Yeah. He did a backflip and he nearly kissed the badge. Like, don't do that. I saw him. He nearly did it. He nearly kissed the Chelsea badge. So I give him a 7.5.
Actually, that jump was his best move of the evening. Too
That's
soon?
not-
Too soon?
That's really
I
not
was
nice.
worried.
Rodrigo,
I was
let me ask you this quickly. Why do you want him to kiss the badge?
No, I don't want
No, I
him to kiss
don't.
the badge. No.
He's Arsenal.
He's Arsenal. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, but what
sacrilegious.
he did-
Really?
Yeah.
Yes. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Coach,
Come
Coach, you have to be a Londoner to understand that. I'm serious. I mean that politely. He's Arsenal.
Yeah.
He's the antithesis of everything we stand for.
Yeah. I went to a university behind the Arsenal stadium and I hated it. I transferred after a year. I hated walking past the stadium. So yeah, with Aubameyang, do you know when he did the backflip?
Yeah, go ahead. Your rating for him.
Yeah, he did a backflip. I was like, "You're 33, man. You might pull a muscle. You might do something. Please don't do this."
It was impressive, though. You got to admit,
He wasn't impressive in terms of his. He did the bare minimum. His link-up play was good. He didn't lose the ball as much. This is what I want from a striker, right? He's more mobile than Lukaku, and he's 33.
He's not in the box pointing to where he wants the ball or waiting for the ball to come.
He's not obviously the old Aubameyang that will do the counter pressing, that will do all of that stuff. But for what he is, his ability to find good position in the box, his link-up play. I mean, he does the simple thing: pass the ball, connect to the players. The ball sticks to him, yes, because you know when you're under pressure, you know you struggle to hold the ball well, and he does that. It was like a wow sort of like performance. It was an average performance. I give him a 7.5 for the goal.
Yeah. Okay. Mount again. The question. Mount has predominantly played as an 8 of late. Again, I was scared Auba would hurt himself. I was scared too, but again, he aced it. Again, like Roger said, that was his best move, but I disagree with that. I think overall, his overall play was good to watch. He dropped deep to support play, participated in play, did not just wait in the box and all that. James gets a 7 for me. I think more than a 7. Again, those who watched him know. The Bluetooth game said if he kisses his ass on a tattoo, you will lose your mind.
That's funny.
You think really the Bluetooth game? You think we will lose our mind? It'd be crazy. But I don't think he would do that. What about Giroud? Giroud again, he was ineffective. Probably defended more than he attacked, and I don't blame him. I think they were poor yesterday. Really, they started well, but eventually, with Chelsea going to the game, and Milan didn't play well from that on. And Giroud was nowhere. That's the truth. Again, do you mean? No. I think he was talking about what about Giroud playing for Chelsea. Again, that's why I'm still gonna. Maybe I need to be educated well on why Aubameyang shouldn't kiss the badge. What about Giroud at Chelsea? Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on here. Giroud Again,
when
some
you
other
do
guys.
a bicycle, coach, when you score a bicycle kick in the semi-final of the European Championship, you earn the right to kiss the badge.
Really? Now I get it. Okay. Okay. Again, please like it. It's just 16 more likes to get it to 100 likes. Let's get it there as soon as possible. We can do that by the time the show ends. We'll have one more player we're rating. Again, for me, Aubameyang got rated 8.5 given his overall play, but let's see what the chat decides. Again, Keeson, again, the badge is not genuine anymore. Thanks to...
So true.
Oh, he ruined it. He ruined it. Okay, yeah. No, you haven't. Yes, your turn. Bring the fight.
No, how would you feel as a Chelsea fan if Graham Potter would like to bring Lukaku back at Chelsea?
I'll hate it, but I don't think he would want to.
I would hate it also.
I would hate it. I think he would divide the room. And I don't think we need him now. Because the truth remains, whether you like it or not, how do I phrase it? Lukaku, as much as you argue that Timo Werner needs space to do well, Lukaku needs twice as much as space to do well. Because seriously, Timo Werner is more technically gifted than Lukaku.
It's not, coach, it's not even about that. I think it's his attitude. I think like if he comes to Chelsea, he'll probably think he knows better than Graham Potter. Imagine he was acting
He's
like
coming
that.
back because we really needed him.
Yeah, he was acting big.
Yeah, go ahead.
Imagine Tuchel, who's the Champions League winner, managed Mbappe, Neymar, all these big players. He acted like that. So imagine him with a manager like Graham Potter, who's also trying to establish his name. I think he's gonna try to take advantage of Graham Potter. And
he shouldn't come back to Chelsea.
I don't want him at Chelsea at all. I want him to stay at Inter Milan.
He was dissing us. The only thing we didn't see a collaboration with the Jay-Z with Jay-Z for those disses.
Have you seen his tweet? Did you see his tweet?
Yeah.
About Shorty something. I'm like, dude, you're from Antwerp. You're not American.
Yeah, exactly. He was dissing the club. He was so disrespectful to the club, putting out tweets again. All this, I'ma show you how it's done, and some nonsense. Again, he even used a lawyer to get a move to Inter Milan.
Yeah.
So it's just that the only problem is that it's a problem because we're stuck with him. He's going to be there for 2 years again at most, and then he comes back older. And here's the argument I made before we signed him. Was I excited when we signed him? I was excited thinking maybe Thomas Tuchel is going to find a way to make it work. But I actually argued that he's not Thomas Tuchel's type of striker. I argued that with HH in a video. I argued that with Isham Buhadra in a video. I think I argued that with my brother Taron Sachdeva in a video. That's 4 people telling them, look, as much as I think he's good, I don't think he fits Thomas Tuchel type of player because he wants players who'd be able to participate in the play. And that's not Lukaku. And at Inter Milan, you can argue, somebody will come out and say Lukaku is actually a counter-attacking player, and I'd say yes. That's it, because he needs space. He's not the best in terms of dribbler. He does, again, he was doing legovers that day and lost the ball, and somebody on Twitter said, Lukaku, please stop doing legovers. You know, he started well at Chelsea too. I think his attitude became an issue. Thomas Tuchel could have found a way to get it to work, but no, I don't want him to come back, and I don't think Graham Potter would want him to come back. Yes, Potter, we've heard the story of how he helped the drug addict, you know, again, get his career back on track, some drunk too and all that. But I don't think he would want Lukaku problems. Like Tai would say, he has the main guy syndrome. He wants to be the main guy. And listen, again, is he firing an cylinder now at Inter Milan? No.
No.
He's not. And that's because when he was doing that at Inter, his chief creators were, again, what's this now at PSG? Hakimi and Lautaro Martinez were his chief creators then. And some of the goals also were from the spot. But apparently some scout looked at him and thought he's the missing puzzle. Some scout that looked at him and forgot that without Lukaku, we were creating chances. The issues were actually putting away the chances. And thought bringing out a single individual to become the point of reference when we get to the final third solves our problem. It turned out they were wrong. I don't need anything scientists to come to that conclusion that we don't need him in our team then. And you look at again, he just caused a lot of problems. You divided the dressing room and all that nonsense. So again, like I said, Lautaro Martinez, Hakimi were his chief creators. And I think the person I asked that question was my friend and bro, again, Tyrone. I asked him, Martinez, what's his name? The PSG guy right now. Hakimi is no longer there. When we don't have, it's not coming to us. And we don't have, what's his name? We don't have Lautaro Martinez. How are we going to make it work? And then his suggestion was his Kovacic can learn to pass the passes quicker than usual and all that. But you don't have the spaces all the time in the Premier League.
That's more logical.
Again, but that's, by the way, I think Tobago just did intentionally because he knew it will wind me up anyway. Again, go ahead, Rodrigo, if you were saying something.
Yeah, I was just going to say, and also now he's back to Inter Milan. When he left, Martinez became the main guy. So now he's back in. He can't be the main guy anymore.
He cannot, yeah.
Martinez has tasted that main guy thing at Inter. So now, I want him to do well, by the way, because obviously the bet he does there.
And you recognize they're already talking about him coming back to us, right?
Yeah, because apparently Graham Potter might give him a chance.
It's his job to give him a chance if he comes back. It's really his job. I don't think Inter wants to keep him. Plus, more importantly, if you pay attention, Rodrigo, we still owe them money. If they want to sign him, which means they will forfeit quite a lot of that money we'll owe them. Yeah, but go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. So now I hope he stays there. But Boli has shown to be ruthless, and then he talks about the culture, blah, blah, blah. So I don't think Lukaku fitted into that culture, that collaborative culture, blah, blah, that Boli was talking about. The reason he got rid of Tuchel. So I can't see how he can turn around and back Lukaku back into It's fit. The Lukaku story at Chelsea is done.
He will come ruin something for us. I'm surprised that Showtime hasn't jumped on to come fight for it. Yeah, Lukaku's back.
But again, I don't want Lukaku anymore at Chelsea, especially after that interview. And then he did a fake PR at Chelsea, apologizing to the fans. And end of the season, he pushed his move away to Inter Milan. That was wrong. He should have man up and stayed and then rectify his mistakes. But again, he chose to go to Inter Milan. So we don't need him anymore.
He chose violence. He chose violence because he was decent.
A table.
Yes, he was decent.
Have to send him an email because you're moving the structure around again. And so to the point.
Okay, we're getting something from somewhere again, Alan. Yeah, okay, but that's why, again, as a Belgian, I can tell you that it's not strange for someone who's from Antwerp. Okay, Rodrigo understands that joke, not me. They think the rest of the country is parking. Again, Auba did not get on the ball for much of the game, but took the only half chance he got. Plus, he supported the play quite well at PJ Kelly. Again, Man United profited from the sale of Lukaku to Chelsea. Inter paid the loan owed to Manchester United. Wow, thank you for explaining that. Even obviously not off the mate. Again, I know some amazing people from Antwerp. I don't understand that joke, so I'm going to try to move away from it. Again, Chelsea got a loss on him, but nevertheless, he won us the UEFA Super Cup and Club World Cup trophies, which Chelsea never had one.
No, not the Super Cup, sorry.
Again, he won with us. He didn't win it for us. He won it with us. That's how I try to put it.
Only Club World Cup.
Yeah, he was part of the team that won it. He didn't win it with us. We helped him win those things again. But that's, by the way, again, I would prefer to take Maguire over Lukaku. Again, I had a choice. At least Maguire has more respect for the club he plays for. Yeah, again, Lukaku releasing diss tracks. I hated that. Again, keep liking the video, guys. 14 more to get it to 100, but we'll be rounding off in about 2 minutes. Again, thank you so much. Again, it's always, again, cliche or stigma because you can't have an actual study on it. Yep, that's the truth. Again, coach, you were not ready for the fire track. I get it. Jay-Z featuring Lukaku, he changed his Empire state of mind to Inter state of mind. I think that's the best I've ever seen regarding Lukaku's comments. Again, you're really good. I appreciate that. The laughter is really good. Nice to know your nationality. I knew all the while. Again, hi, Coach and Blues. I big up to you too, Lola. Again, I hope to do a watch along for Barcelona soon on the sister channel. So I'm going to plug in the rating here for the rating for Aubameyang is a 7.5. I think he deserves that. 1 second, 7.5. I think it's been a brilliant show so far. Anybody on the panel has anything else to say, Roger? You or anybody? What do you think about the you can say N'Golo Kante situation that again, the update came from my brother Tobago saying he wants to stay in London if he leaves Chelsea. Again, I don't want that to happen because I think Conte will snap him up if he gets to leave on a free. Because if he gets to leave on a free, we don't tell him where to go. I think he'd like to go and play for Conte. Your thoughts, Roger? Again, are you concerned?
Oh, that would hurt. Wow. I don't know. I mean, if from what I'm hearing that the only sticking point is the fact that it's because of a 1 year difference in the length of contract, then let's give him the 3 years or 2+1, however you want to term it. I think he's integral. He's the number one person that we put down on our team sheet each and every game, in my opinion. I think he's our best player, bar none. That's my opinion of him. I rank him that highly. Because there's a huge difference. You can tell when he doesn't play, we look a completely different side. One thing we didn't discuss was, in depth anyway, was how do we rate Potter? Because I for that game last night.
Yeah, go ahead and rate him. How do you rate him?
I thought I'd give him an 8. I thought he did well. I liked his formation. I liked the players he chose for the most part.
More importantly for me, I think I like the unpredictability.
Yes, yeah, for sure. That was a joke, by the way, for the midfield.
No, I understand.
No, I'm going to say something. I don't mean it rudely, but when I listen to him talk in press conferences, I like him, but it makes me miss Tuchel for some reason. He's more charismatic. I like Tuchel a lot, but he's our coach now, and I respect that. But I like him. He's a very modest, person, and I like him. He doesn't have an ego about him, does he? He's not exactly. He didn't come out and say I'm the special one, did he? Really? So he's quite the opposite of that, which is refreshing.
He is reserved.
Yeah, he's very reserved. He's low key. He's unassuming. And I think you can safely assume that the players respect him because of his nous, his intellect, and because of the route he took to get to where he is. He went overseas. He started from university, actually being an assistant coach at a university, Hull, I think it was, and then Leeds. And so I think he's respected for that. And it looks like his football acumen is pretty well respected around the league. So, and obviously, you know what? People don't talk about this enough, but it's not so much the head coach. It's also, I guess in American football, you would call it the coordinators, like the offensive or defensive or special teams coordinators. I think it's the positional coaches that are also very important, in support staff to a coach. I think they are an integral part of a team also. And I think they need to be given kudos as well as the head coach. Because I think he's the right man for the right job at the right time, it looks like. I'm a little bit apprehensive because of the fact that he hasn't coached, and I mean this politely, a big team like us, so to speak. I know we're not exactly Real Madrid, but we're not exactly, Yeovil Town, So I think he's done well. I can't wait to see more of him. And to judge him will be a little bit too premature, but yeah, it's hard to pick his brain, isn't it, to determine what he's going to do. I think most of the pundits agree too. They can't determine also, which bodes well for us. I think that's an ace in in the holes for him. So
yeah. Again, thank you very much for that. Yeah, I get your point. Again, there's in the chat rating him a 9. Again, we will beat Lukaku on Wednesday if you want. Again, please do beat them. Again, I wouldn't say I hate him, but again, he annoyed me so much with his behavior. Again, give him a pass, a chance. Again, he trips and injures. That's the truth. Again, he has such a poor control. It takes him 5 minutes to bring a ball under control, especially if it's in the air. Again, are you back? Lalo is a Barca fan. Lalo, will he be back? Is he out injured? Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Okay. I hope he plays. I just like to see him make a fool of himself with that such poor touch he has. Potter works with his hands, not his mouth. That's the truth. Again, he's more reserved, like I said before. And but I miss Thomas Tuchel's passion on the sideline. You'd see that too from Potter. It's something that happens spontaneously. You can't time it. For instance, when he showed his proper trials against Antonio Conte, again, it's not something he wanted to happen, but situation called for it, and he showed he can. Lola, I hope do a right number on him and really show him up. Again, I think probably he get frustrated against Barcelona. By the time he presses so much and not get the ball, he gets frustrated as usual. Again, but he's an awful player in terms of his ball control abilities are zero. Again, how about you want to say anything else? Tobago, or should we call it a day? I think it's time we call it a day, if you ask me. And I will add your information later.
Okay. People miss Thomas Tuchel. I miss Carlo Ancelotti.
Yeah.
But again, with Kante, I understand why the club doesn't want to give him 3 years plus 1, for me 4 years contract because of his injury record at the moment. Maybe he might overcome that. We'll never know until
he
maybe
will
the club
overcome it. If you use him sparingly, he can overcome it. But go ahead.
Yes. So if he is gonna overcome it, then why not give him a contract? But again, if maybe Krempola wants to use his type of midfielders, then I won't say nothing. But at the end of the day, we can argue about a player signing contract and stuff. As long he's used well at Chelsea, then he will overcome the injury, because him and Thiago Silva, they were overused. And then Thiago Silva, at the moment, I have a panic that he might get injured because he's overused. But again, he's so good. How can you bench him? With Kante, the same thing. He's so good. It's not easy to bench N'Golo Kante because as soon as you bench him, we see a space between the midfielder. Oh, if Kante was there, we'd have done better. So, as I said, it's a scout's job now to scout another N'Golo Kante, which is not possible. Also to scout another Thiago Silva, because those people are important at Chelsea.
Yeah, again, thank you very much for that. Again, with that, we've come to the end of the show. I want to say thank you to Odds Even, thank you to Lala, thank you to Just Viola. Again, thank you to Liam, Lane. Thank you to Glenn. Glenn was here. Again, it was Glenn was here. Again, thank you to everyone else who was in the chat. Again, Luigi Pellegrini. Again, sorry if I missed your name. I'm only human. Again, and thank you to Roger for finding the time to join the show. I cannot thank you enough. Again, if you haven't, go follow Roger. Again, I don't know if he started using the handle. Maybe I'll do that next time to your Twitter so that people can go follow you. Make sure you follow Roger. Again, go check out the Coolest Chess YouTube channel. Let me show that again. Again, be sure to subscribe to his channel and let him know I sent you. I cannot thank you guys enough. Again, I appreciate you all finding the time to participate in the show. Brilliant discussion, debate if you prefer, and enjoyable one. Thank you. See you guys next time. God bless us all. And again, my screen, as I'm saying bye, just freezes. Now I cannot end it. Oh my goodness, that's hilarious. Still frozen.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah. Thank you. More thanks to you again, Roger. I cannot thank you enough. So again, I'll see you guys next time. God bless us all, and bye.